for me, that's the biggest thing. You know, I've always heard, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you know something and you know someone, olvídate, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's been our thing, you know. We came in the industry in its infancy, you know. It's all legacy market, all black market, right? And it's an emerging, you know. I already, you know, since 2012, I already seen how Tampa was very liberal with cannabis, how they had medical marijuana on the fucking racetrack center back in 2012.
Remember that? Yeah.
When it got legalized, when medical cannabis got legalized in 2011, 2012,
bought that big
they
old
put
building.
a big ass sign. Yeah, they bought the building, but they didn't do shit with it.
Never opened nothing. Just put a big sign on it.
Big medical marijuana.
Still empty. Yep.
Yeah, but you know, I always had my mind like, yo, this is something I always knew. I was like, this is something that can make me money, and I'm with that. I've been smoking since I was 12 years old. Like I've been with the shits. You know what I'm saying?
Hard work, hard work, that's what they say. Hard work, I earn my pay. Hard work, do it every day.
Well, welcome to another Work Ethic podcast, and I'm really excited about today's episode. Actually, just connected with a longtime old friend that we haven't been in the same state for a minute. So I'm here with Mike Gomez. And Mike is an old friend. Mike, there's so many things I could say about you, but I want to let you kind of lead the way on the introduction, at least. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll just kind of wrap from there.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? I'm Mike. I actually go by the name Tarzan these days, or T.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. It's just, yeah, I guess people know me more under that alias. You know,
we're here with Tarzan.
It also goes with the hair, you know what I'm saying? So
it does.
But you know, I'm currently right now in Brooklyn, Bushwick specifically, New York City. Been here for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And next month it'll be 2 years, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't no story, ain't no good story without struggle, right? So. You know what I'm saying? We had the ups and downs, and we're definitely on our way to building a platform that we've always had in mind. So loving it out here and enjoying the weather.
Well, for those of you that don't know Mike, I'm really excited to get into some of the details of their journey and their story, and even what this platform and project is that they've been working on. But let's take it back a little ways. So Mike and I actually used to work together here in Tampa, and we go way back, was in community together. And so, Mike, I don't know how, you probably have a better memory than I do. So, you want to tell a little bit about the old days? Like, how did we meet, come to know each other? How did you come to talk a little bit about getting to know me and the well, and like where that all came to be?
Yeah. That was, back in 2012.
Wow, you know dates. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, no, because I'm born and raised in Miami. I moved out of Miami when I was 18, in January 2nd, specifically to Tampa, 2012. January 2nd, 2012, I moved to Tampa. You know, God bless my mom. So she dropped me off to a random efficiency that was being used to sell meth and all sorts of shit. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yo, give me a second, man. Let me call me up. Let me turn my motherfucking phone off. Sorry about that, fam. That's why I was making sure my shit's on silent too. Like, I don't know. It's just, but my shit's connected to the laptop.
Oh, okay.
It's still gonna go off. But anyways, so it was during a time where, you know, I had moved to Tampa at 18 years old, you know, coming from Miami, you know, I lived all my life. You know, I want to just get a different scenery, you know, around a bunch of different people around the party scene, you know, all up in, you know, young adult, you know, experimenting with drugs and this and that. And
in Miami.
In Miami, yeah.
And is this related to why mom brought you to Tampa?
So my mama, she wasn't too involved. I mean, she was involved, of course, you know. But yeah, like after 16 years old, once I had a job, once I had a car, she moved into efficiency. She, you know, she has a boyfriend. She like, you know, had her own job, working like 2-3 jobs, like busting ass just just like maintain herself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in Miami's expensive, like you know what I'm saying. And I was, I did my thing. So I had money. I was able to, she didn't know I sold drugs and shit. So like all sorts of shit. As a young age, as a teenager, but I was able to take myself to school. I was able to do whatever I needed to do to, and I was graduating, so she didn't worry too much about me. Little did she know I was out here wilding out. The loving soul that she is, she didn't think I wasn't so innocent. But
So why Tampa?
yes. So I had one really good friend. His name is Joseph. He my best friend since first grade. He was my only friend and my only Christian friend at the time. My only like hardcore Christian friend that I knew that was like, dang, cause I was caught up in some shit, in Miami. I wanted to like, it was a lot of drugs involved,
Fresh
a lot of
start.
partying, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was, I grew up in youth group and all that. So like I had this, conviction as a young adult, like, damn, I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, and I was just getting caught up with I wouldn't say the wrong crowd because it's been the same crowd, but like just getting more involved. And as an individual, as a teenager getting older, I wanted to like leave. And I called up my only friend that I knew that was doing good, was in college, was had his head on straight, never drank, never smoked. Like I was like, I need some of that in my life, and that's the homie. So and we were always cool anyway. So that's my dog, like my brother, So he was like, yo, just move to Tampa. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So one day, I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go to school out there. Got the financial aid set up. Which was a trip because when she dropped me off, there's a lot that she needed to be there for. You know what I'm saying? But like I was not prepared. It was just a whole shit show. But we got through it and whatnot. And the first place I moved into Tampa was on Tampa Street and it was Columbus and Tampa Street. Is that cross?
By the Golden Ring?
I think it's Main Garden.
Mean Garden, Catty Corner. Okay, yeah. That's the Chinese spot across. Yep, got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Golden Ring. Yeah, exactly. Golden Ring's on the other side. Yeah, and then the laundromat and the Family Dollar's on the other side. Robles Park, a couple blocks down, and all that in that Tampa Heights area.
Yeah, bro, that's my spot.
2012 was wild too. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
2012 was
It's a different neighborhood today.
Yo, it's crazy. I remember. So I found that apartment efficiency it wasn't even efficient. It was like a maintenance garage that they pulled up drywall on the entrance, and shitty plumbing for a bathroom. Okay. And there was a dude that lived there, and he charged me $300 to share that little prison cell for $300, which he slept on top of the makeshift kitchen, which was the bathroom as well. And I slept on the bottom concrete floor while he was looking at me at night. Super weird. My mom said many, many prayers when she dropped me off. She was like, Mikey.
A room like that today is at least 900 though. Come on.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Continue. Okay, so you get here, and
yes. So I get over there, and shit's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like Tampa Heights back then was still active. Everybody was active. I met a couple homies. You know what I'm saying? In the neighborhood that looked out for me and were like putting me on game. There was two things that I learned when I first moved to Tampa was drops, the tax fraud drops, and also about Robles Park. You know what I'm saying? And heart and the bus system. Those three things. Those were the main things I put on when I was over there, and put me on game, kind of like how to maneuver around the neighborhood I was at. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yo, don't go over there, but if you want weed, let me know and I got you. You know what I'm saying? And I always like through Cannabis, I was able to maintain a cool network. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of, I don't know, it's, it's a community within a community. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So once I moved to Tampa, I got HEC. I was going to Hillsborough Community College. Got financial aid. Finally, found a job working in downtown at a Spain restaurant, and just trying to be involved in more community service, more church, more. You know what I'm saying? Because from one extreme to another. You know what I'm saying? From like, just living a heathen lifestyle, right? Or whatever you want to call it, what I'm saying? A worldly lifestyle, right? Young age partying, drugs and all that good stuff to just trying to just live a better life. And, what I'm saying? I guess I was looking for stability. within, you know, religion, Christianity, whatever community, however, whatever I thought that was at the time. And you know, with my homie Joe, which was in he went to USF. He was also part of a church out there and part of like Bible studies in USF. And one of the homies that we would like play basketball with was involved in InterVarsity, which is Christian Bible group in USF or whatever, you know.
Yep.
They run deep out there, as you know. You know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, as you know. And you know, just my personality, I feel like also has helped me a lot too. But it's also, I feel like it's a learned skill, because it's instant like results for me, at least, is networking.
Yeah.
And the more, I mean, in my life, right, the way I see it is like, as long as I'm not a piece of shit to somebody, like as I got older, I learned this, right? As long as I'm not a piece of shit and I kind of put my best foot forward or whatever, like maybe not like parents, whatever, but like as a human, you know what I'm saying? Like, with, you know, treating others with dignity or whatever, and just trying to fit in, you know what I'm saying? Trying to see what's good, like how can, like who's helping and how can I help them, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like with that type of mentality, I made a lot of different friends, you know, expanded my network as a young adult, and which kind of led me into to the underground and, you know, that church, and then like different organizations with, you know, within that organization that was doing different things in the city that really opened my mind and my eyes to, like, you know, helping with no strings attached, or at least the idea of it, you know what I'm saying? Or like just literally just being a fucking good person without just cause, you know?
Yeah.
And that stroke a tone with me, you know, as a young person, because I feel like I always felt that was the right thing, you know, like you should do things without thinking about getting something in return, or just because it's right, or, you know what I'm saying, or even, you know what I'm saying, no strings attached type shit, you know? And I saw, you know, with the well was really something along those lines. And well, shit, I ain't gonna lie too, at a time in my life where I was a young adult with fucking no money, the well also helped me out as giving me a place to, you know what I'm saying, put my energy towards to a great cause, and also benefit from, like, you know, I mean, shit, I'll grow up out too, you know, food.
I mean, we had groceries, we had,
we had
all of us, man. It paid in like snacks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what did you first get involved with? Was it the Good Sam? Was that where you first plugged in with us? Do you remember? Because I know I have like really old pictures of baby Mike serving food at the Good Sam. Like, one popped up on memories of it. I was like, damn, that's old.
No, so actually, Belinda, the homie, so I was like friends with a lot of different people, and she you know, I was like trying to like get involved, and everybody's, you know, what's the community service we doing this week, you know, type shit, you know, like where we gonna be at, like what's popping.
You definitely had energy. Yeah, you definitely had energy.
I was like, you know, shit, oh yeah, so much to put out, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's also like for me, like, damn, you know, like these days I need to go think about the energy I had back in the day, and I'm like, whew, man, you both getting tired, but that energy, I gotta keep that energy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, what we doing next? You know what I'm saying?
You still got it.
But yeah, well, I mean, 10 years ago now, but that, so, you know, she had a shift at the underground as a receptionist, and she needed some hours to be filled, or some shifts to be filled, and I was like, hell yeah, let me know, I'm with it. Like, I just threw it out. I was like, I don't care. Like, for me, it's like another experience, like another network, or, you know, access to something I wouldn't normally have access to. Like, yeah, well, fuck it. Let's
at the front door.
The fucking front door.
I remember.
They put me at the front door. They put me at the front. You know, whatever, yo, like that. Cool, you know. Yeah, random as fuck. But so through that, you know, I would just kind of, I would like come once a week or whatever, and, you know, and I'd help with the coffee shop that was there at the time. And yeah, I was just, this is really fucking cool. This whole building, you know what I'm saying? And nobody's really like, nobody gave a fuck about me. They were like, oh, hey, what's up? Like they already treating like family. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll chill here, you know, cool spot to chill at, you know, and I'm like helping the bigger cause of, I didn't know what they got going on, but I knew they got something cool going on.
It's all good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, whatever, let me just put my hours in here and like hold it down or whatever. And it grew into something where then I stumbled upon the well by like exploring the building. You know what I'm saying? Then I saw the well in the back. No, I'm tripping. What the fuck was the well? It wasn't the back because the well got built out in the back once those InterVarsity students came in and like
so we were down on the far side, like we call it like East Classroom, but when you came in down there, we had that little.
It was just like it was just shelves. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we had shelves in there when you came. Oh
no! I had to go grab it, or I had to get one of y'all to get like food, and y'all went like grabbed it. And
so we had food. Okay. So this is for those listening. Forgive us. We're like resetting memory here a little bit. So in the back of this building, so we had already moved to the back at that point because we didn't. When we had food, we just look. Now this is by the way, this is a great. I love this reminiscing because I'm like I have a bad memory. I need it triggered like this. So here's what happened. Publix used to have that like, for those of y'all don't know, down south, we got this grocery store called Publix. So Publix had this thing where you could like buy a bag of groceries for someone and it just had them bagged. They were pre-bagged. So you pay for the bag. It had like some jelly, some peanut butter, some canned yams, some stuff like that in it. Well, one day we met someone and they were like, hey, they don't have anyone to give it to. So they've been like selling these bags for the poor, but they're not connected with anybody. So this guy that worked with like Publix warehouse was like, there's a warehouse full of these bags. They just been chucking in the corner. And like, do you want them? And that's the origin story of the well having. So I went to Home Depot and I bought a bunch of shelves, like those plastic snap together shelves. And then we put them in the backpack there. And then we unpacked all those bags because I split them all up. I was like, okay, that's the peanut butter shelf. What else I got? Jelly. That's the jelly shelf. That's the yam shelf. Okay. So that's what we have set up. So, okay, I'm with you now. I know the timeline
so
where we're at.
I kind of came like after that was already set up and already like folks in the neighborhood, already knew about that.
People were stopping by to get bags of groceries.
Right. They'll come to the front and I'll be like, oh, groceries. Oh shit. I don't know. Let me talk to somebody,
Was it David sitting back there?
David or you, or I think Ryan or somebody, you know what I'm saying? We'll grab them shits and bring it to the front. And then like shortly after that, there was a bunch of InterVarsity students from fucking Iowa, Missouri.
Yeah, somewhere from up north.
Someone crazy.
Put them to work.
Popped out of nowhere and redid that whole back and created this whole like free market, right?
Yeah, we still run a free. Now today our free market is mobile, but this was the original like nice version of it, right? Where you could drop in through the back. Then we opened up the back door to the alley. Yeah, that was nice because the neighbors stopped complaining so much.
Well, that was until and I was there for this because I was at the front. The police came down and started talking hella shit.
Always.
And they were like, yo, the neighbors are going around and I'm going to start pulling permits and this and that. And he started talking about, oh, y'all have permits for showers? We could close y'all in a second. Like he was pressing everybody in that shit. I'm like, and you know what I'm saying? I got fucked 12 on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm with the shits. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, this is about to go down. I'm like, and I'm like just learning about community. I'm just like, yo, all right, so we about to take this motherfucker out. But they were like, no, no, I'm fucking. But it was
they gave us hell. They gave us hell for having poor people around. It was police, code enforcement. Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it was a whole shitty situation because nobody's addressing the fucking issues. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then when this organization, when we're out here putting in the work, we got fucked with and like got threatened like legally. So it's a shit show. And we moved to the back and all that stuff. But around this time, I started like hanging out the lake house. I started like doing more, going to more outings or whatever I can do. I started hanging out with more InterVarsity folks too, and getting kind of in tune with the different shit going on between the USF campus and actual folks on them streets. You know what I'm saying? And doing the work and in these community houses and in the well, in the free market. So I started getting involved with the Good Samaritan. I started getting involved with the free market and really just putting. I would skip class just to put in volunteer hours, just to hang out because
Well, for everybody listening that isn't familiar with all these things, I'll just say a couple things here. The Good Samaritan Inn in Tampa is the largest rooming house in Tampa. So, folks can like get a bed for the night. It's large. It's an old children's home that's here. There's like 100 folks that would otherwise be on the streets that could rent space in this large building. And we would we took food there every Tuesday night for a community dinner, which we were just like grateful, like that they extended hospitality to us to come in and break bread with them and eat with them. And Mike was Tarzan was always had this kind of energy. Like he said, was always a good network, was just good with people, high energy, will put in work, and then would skip class to come out. So for us was like one of the best imaginable people to lock arms with. Right. And we had so much kind of kindred spirit, so much in common. And he genuinely, the way he said it, like, just don't be a piece of shit to people. But it was like, no, he was genuinely good to folks in the community. And then also spoke Spanish, was also able to like engage with folks in a level that was more familiar than, let's say, a lot of the like random suburban kids that might want to come volunteer. Had a lot more ability to connect with folks on a more intimate level. Now I think this is going to matter later in the story. So you said you were hanging out at the lake house. What was the lake house at that point?
So the lake house was cool. It was like a safe haven for a lot of folks, you know what I'm saying? And for me, it was like a spot where there was a lot going on, and a lot of I'd say a lot of the people that were kind of involved in all these different organizations or whatever, or I mean, like, you, Ryan, David, everybody kind of hang out there, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody will be out there, and everybody got something going on or has some type of vision somehow to help build the city, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying. And I don't know, it was just like a lot of fire, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, oh, it's cool, and on top of that, it was always free food there, so it
was always free food. So we were like a little commune, a little active commune. We were moved in together, a bunch of us trying to go, look, if we all pile into one house, we don't need a bunch of money. And that's how we can do things like run the well. We can open our doors up, welcome in neighbors, including Mike. We even let him come in. So, we let anybody in that place. But that's right. So, okay. And then I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, but then we end up, the well ends up, because we had space in that underground building that we're talking about, but eventually the underground is going to move. And the police had been coming down on what at that point they called the underground, because they didn't know, it's just the well. The underground was this co-op space basically, but it's really us. We're the one having all the homeless people here. We're the ones having all the issues with folks, a lot of mental illness, a lot of drugs, a lot of, whatever you call the people taking shits in the alley, whatever it was. And so
Tampa's rejects, and
our neighbors and friends. That's right. And so a lot of businesses in the community just didn't want us there. By the way, there was this one day that a bunch of you were talking about the police coming in. This one story you reminded me of, this code enforcement dude comes in, because I remember them saying, we're going to find the permits you don't have. We're going to find the codes you violate. The end of this story is you guys will not be here. And they brought in, I think there was a cop, and they brought this code enforcement guy in, and he started asking questions about how many people could be here, like trying to think like occupancy, right? And I said, man, we do services in that room. That room is gutted, and we can do up to 300 people at a time in this building. And then he said, and he misspoke, I'm sure, but he said, well, yeah, but what kind of people? And so I got right in his face, and I was like, wait, what do you mean?
He ain't misspoke.
I said, what? I said, what do you, well, right. He did. He said, he just should have better known better. Cause I was like, bro, what do you mean? What kind of people? What kind of people do you think shouldn't be able to come here? Black people should be able to come here. Poor people should be able to come here. Gay people should, and I just started rattling off all the possible answers to the question. And he literally went, you know what? Never mind. We'll come back another time. And they left. And then they, sure enough, were coming back. But at some point, the underground said the building's sold. The landlord sold the building. Said the underground said, hey, we got to move. We got a nice spot over on 2nd in the same neighborhood, but it was across the street from an elementary school, like a charter school. And they were like, hey, yeah, and they invited us to come. Like, everybody, we're moving over there. And I just said, man, like, we can't come. Like, if we move in across the street from a school, like, half the people that come here are sex offenders. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we move into that school, it's a wrap, not just for the well, but for the entire network. Like it's going to crush you guys. So go ahead. Y'all have a good time. So you remember there was a minute where we had the whole building to ourselves where they all moved out, but the lease hadn't run up yet at the underground. But then that's when we opened up the drop-in center up on Florida by Robles Park. Which you ended up moving into. So Mike moved in. He was staff / security / driver / holding it down.
Everything, yeah.
You want to tell everybody about that spot a little bit?
Yeah. So, shit. So, all right. So, some context to that. My timeline was while all that was going on with the transition with the underground and the well. I actually left to Costa Rica for like 5-6 months.
That's right. That's right.
And I was out there, you know what I'm saying? And I had a job out there, and I was in a relationship and all this different stuff. But then I came back, and I wanted to get back in the swing of things, and it was during this whole transition, and I was like, well, shit, and we had just got the new spot and this and that, but the new spot on Florida Avenue kept getting broken into. It kept, you know what I'm saying? Our neighbors would say, yo, those people all up in your shit, like last night,
Yep.
And
I was like, we need to bring Debo over here.
Yeah, I was like, shit, if you gonna bring Debo, you might as well bring me over here. The fuck, I'm out here, you know what I'm saying?
Debo is his big behind Pitbull, by the way.
Yeah, Debo.
Debo there? What's up,
Debo? Man, mira, they're calling you. Come on.
Get it.
Come on.
Man, I miss this dog. What's up, buddy? How old is he now?
He's old, man.
Yeah, he's old. That's an old dog.
He was born in 2011, so he's 11.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Mike and Debo came in to run defense.
Exactly. We pulled up to the well, and it was a perfect time because I needed a place to stay, and you know what I'm saying, I had nothing but time and energy, and I wanted to like build this vision, you know what I'm saying, of like this spot, this fucking oasis for anybody and everybody, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of Tampa, you know what I'm saying,
incredible, like, wasn't it?
Yo, it was a beautiful time.
To this day, I still think that was a moment where heaven kissed earth, and I've not seen anything like it those couple years we had in that spot, honestly.
Seriously, it was a beautiful thing. And I don't know, so once me and Devo got in there, and things started getting built out, this and that, and like, we put a lot, all of us, we put a lot of work into that spot, the aquaponics system, the compost, the rabbits that I killed by accident, you know what I'm saying?
We had a lot of animals come and go. We was raising food, meat. We started the well-built bikes actually started there. We drug a shipping container onto the property.
Hey, shout out to Jessica.
And Jessica, she's like, yo, I got these bikes donated. We're like, all right, sweet. The recycle bin is open on Tuesday. Let folks just come in and build transportation. That's where we stuck our free market in there. We built what I still think is was the best shower in Tampa out of an old mop sink that was in there.
Yeah. No, but we made it work, and it was something that was very beautiful, right on Florida and Columbus, right? It was Florida and Columbus, right? That's
Florida.
That's Tampa.
Florida.
Nebraska. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, Florida, Nebraska. Shit, I need to go back. So it's just so crazy, and so many people that wouldn't otherwise have a place to go, that wouldn't be allowed to go into any businesses, that wouldn't be allowed to go into to hang out, at certain areas or parks with their baggage or whatever the fuck, This was a spot where they could literally hang out, get a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying, hang out with the staff. Everybody was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like between the staff and everybody else that also like kind of like jump in and help out. It was just like this moment where, for a good while, everybody was in this fucking upbeat of like, yo, this is community, yo, this is like, and it's like something that wasn't even said. It was done. It was happening, It was a feeling, and, when we were at a height of donations of like from different places, when, people were like really fucking with what we had going on, what was going on in that space, I feel like every meal was a fucking beautiful meal.
It was.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
was.
You know, like there'll be time, or when we ate from our garden. You know what I'm saying? When breakfast was served from like chicken eggs from the, you know what I'm saying, eggs from the chicken in the back, and arugula grown in the garden, and fish from the aquapon. Yo, it's just crazy. It was just like we literally, like, and I'm telling, when I say we, I mean you, I mean the folks just pulling up and helping out, like just everybody that was a part of so many different dynamics
I
that
know.
made that happen, you know.
It was
And
Charisse. It was Mr. Bill. It was like
yeah,
you name it. It was the whole crew. Everybody pulling weight, doing something, making it
right,
happen, man.
exactly. And and it was, yeah, it was really cool to just be a part of that and see that grow. And well, shit, man, yeah, that helped me grow as a person too, because you know I'm this young, and you know I'm young, and I just turned 21 type shit. You know, this is what 2014. You feel me?
Yeah,
2015.
yeah. You're good with time. Yeah, it's good. That's good.
2014, yo.
Yeah, that's about
Yeah,
right.
this is 2014, yo. And yeah, it was just, yeah, it was during a time that, as a young person, it really shaped my mental and my outlook on life. And I got to spend with I got to spend time, excuse me, with a lot of different people coming from a lot of different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? In various situations, they're various
Mhm.
situations currently in their life. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're
Yeah,
homeless, whether they
yeah.
just got out of jail, whether they're some business owner that came to help out. Like, like me being the network I am, I'm like, yo, I'm getting game from the streets, and I'm getting game from this millionaire, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like it was just, I don't know, from my eyes, you know what I'm saying? I hold that whole experience so dear to me, because as I grow as an individual, you know what I'm saying? I'm going into my 30s now, you know what I'm saying? Next, I'm turning 29 this year. And,
You a baby,
I'm,
bro.
it's great, what I'm saying? I still got a lot of life to live, but, now growing into, I was like, I'm full blown adult, you know what I'm saying? Not a young adult. No, I'm not just, I
Yeah.
didn't just turn 21 and this and that, like looking back, I look at those years as really like the years that, molded my view on life, you know what I'm saying? And, um, also crazy enough, also kind of backed me off of religion too at the same time, off of Christianity, and we're traditional Christianity, and the outlook on
Talk
life.
about that a
And
little bit. How so?
I come from originally a very Catholic, Latino family. You know what I'm saying? My
Hmm.
grandparents from Ecuador, my grandmother, well, she grew up in, from Colombia, and grew up in Catholic church, but more so my grandparents in Ecuador. And then my mom was like, went to like Christianity, and went to like Pentecostal Latino churches and youth groups. And, so I had a lot of that growing up, and then coming to, you know, going through the different organizations and different churches I went through as a young adult, trying to, realign my life, and have some sort of stability. Um, and then being exposed to the well, and exposed to the rawness and realness of what life, what I'm saying, of life, what I'm saying, of actual life, and not
Yep.
like this cocoon, this type of narrative that a lot of these traditional places try to feed you, or kind of, there's the, when I think about this, I think about, some a person as a whole, and what a person goes through, and and how they deal with it, right? And growing up, traditional churches, or just, or just church in general, it's kind of like the dealing with it is God and is Jesus. And what I learned through, or whatever, not maybe not just God and Jesus, but whatever that may be, right? Whatever
Yep.
religion or
Yep.
whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
Traditionals in general, right? What I learned through the well and my experiences there is that coping, that relationship that we seek to have with God is already available within community, within each other, within ourselves. And I really took that on to step away from a lot of stuff, a lot of
Hmm.
traditional stuff that I grew up with, reading the Bible, church on Sundays, youth groups, going to whatever it is, And I really started living not as somebody who's now, all right, now I can do whatever I want, but somebody with standards, with, ethics and morals that came from a community setting, on how not to fuck with my brother, my sister, but and so how to support them. And I really believe that is living a life of Jesus, living a life of Allah, living a life of Muhammad, whatever, and in general, anything. I feel like, to me, that's the religion that we should be living. That's the religion that God, Jesus, whatever, wants us to follow. And what I learned from the well and my whole experience and just being a jit growing up, running around and just like learning from, just sucking up all the wisdom and everything, I'm just like, that was my main getaway from that. And yeah, to this day, it's also helped me be in the, I won't say position I'm in right now, but at least like be in the direction I want to go in right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy where I'm at right now because of that transition. You know what I'm saying? Which also meant I started to smoke weed again. I started to like, what I'm saying, like talk, more freely. And I always had to like, well, yes, how are you? Yes, of course, great, Danny. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, not that I ever talk like that, but
Oh,
but
I remember meeting you, that's exactly how he taught y'all. This is not. No, he definitely did
no.
not.
No, I
He
talked
was
way
always
worse.
from
I'd say
Hialeah.
oh, but nah, it's, but what I'm saying, but it allowed me to be comfortable with who I am, and then also be comfortable with the notion that I could be there for others. You know what I'm saying? How I am myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I've always been part of like organizations, or like trying to be part of like, building a soccer club. You know what I'm saying, for the neighborhood or some shit like that, right? Always trying to be in a position of like, well, I'm doing the right thing, so you setting an example. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole, you know, whatever, they do the good thing, the big brother, right? That's the main thing that I first would go towards to. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Which you definitely did. I mean, even as we came, as things. So you were talking about how everything was going really well. I hate how that works. Going well at the well, going well at the drop-in center. Everything's like, it's like this amazing thing, but just like it did in Ybor, and way worse, we start getting cops and code enforcement, police, and all this stuff. We end up getting shut down, which we all roll with the punches, and this is how the bike
right.
shop launches and all these different things, and like the iteration that the well's in today. But somewhere in that process, you end up in like Suitcase City. You end up moving up to the neighborhood, and so then, guys, Mike starts working with these kids in the community, um, running. There's this field down the street that he starts working in, running. I mean, you guys were doing what? Fighting, jujitsu, soccer,
Yeah, that
like
shit was.
all kinds of stuff you guys had going on, because and which eventually took over your entire home. Like this stuff was
Yeah,
like I remember going to your
yeah.
house, and
My
it was a
home gym
straight
went to
up
a fucking
gym.
combat gym.
It was a straight up just rubber torsos when you walk in. I'm like, where the hell you eat? He's like, oh, right here on the
No, the
mat.
flooring was all mat.
It was all mat,
All
completely,
mat.
completely.
Yeah,
And then too many people living in the one bedroom and whatever you had going
yeah. That
on there.
apartment transitioned to a lot. Yeah, it went from a gym to like housing to like, I don't know, just party place. It was all sorts of shit. But not some context to that. While I also met the well and the underground, when I was back when I was 18, when I first got to Tampa, um, through those organizations, my boy Joe, he's Korean, his homies are Korean, goes to Korean church, you know what I'm saying, and really put me onto, been putting me onto the culture, you know what I'm saying, and and the homies and all that, and the food. You know what I'm saying? But they were part of Asian Bible study. I don't know if it was part of university, or it might have been, because they got all sorts of subcategories in that bitch.
Yeah.
But them motherfuckers got, what, you got, you're left-handed, all right, Bible study. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
They did.
They're like the cryptos of Bible study, I swear to God. They got Dogecoin Bible study, they got all this shit. But they on that. But yeah, so
you're at Korean Bible study.
Asian Bible study.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All
Yeah.
Asians.
All Asians, Southeast Asians, and all Asians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm the only motherfucking Chico. I'm the only Latino dude. I'm the only Hispanic.
What is he doing here?
But yeah, I'm down with the set, man. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, it's my people. You know, like not my people, my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm, you know what I'm saying? It's the homies. You know what I'm saying? So like, um, yeah, I was cool with everybody. You know, and through that, they're like, yo, we got this volunteer shit going on with these group of youngins, and they just came straight off from like Asia, like a part of Asia, like Thailand area, da da da, and so on and forth. And y'all interested in, I don't know, like playing soccer with them, or just, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like just fucking be around. I don't fucking know, help with
Friend them.
homework,
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Shit like that. And me as like somebody that's trying to be involved in everything, I'm like, fuck yeah, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fucking be a
Always
PE
game.
coach or not, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, y'all, I'll fucking play some ball with these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, so I was like, all right, cool. So get there, meet all these kids crazy as hell. They're all everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Fucking throwing balls everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But that was my forte. That's my shit, because I'm also crazy, So I'm like, hell yeah, kill the man with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, oh shit, I like this guy. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all fight. Y'all two fight. Y'all fight it out. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. Anyway, so I always had a connection with that church because it was at the time that aftercare program, whatever was involved with the church, and like that church also gave these groups of people space to like congregate and like worship and do certain things. And I was always involved in general. Like
Yeah,
when they needed
I remember
help,
you
I
talking to me
was
a
yeah.
lot about this pastor, and they had like families from all over the world coming around there.
Everywhere, man,
Yeah,
everywhere. and
yeah.
and it was really cool, and also that was something else for me too that shaped my mind and shaped my view of the world too, growing up and like as a young adult, because all I knew was Hialeah, Miami. I'm saying growing up, I'm saying, like, that's rough. You know what I'm saying? That's some ignorant shit right there,
Mhm.
but being around all sorts of different people and being around like just all different walks of life and hearing all these stories and just befriending everybody and also just being a type of support. Like I always try to make myself available. Like if the well had some resources, I was making available to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what really was all about. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like we was all like just trying to help and network
Share.
and
Yeah,
you know shit. The well just got a bunch of diapers. Bet I know somebody who needs a bunch
yeah,
of fucking diapers.
yep.
You feel me?
Hmm.
So it just worked out that way. And um when the well was in that transition, I had some homies at this point were a little older, like 18 years old, 19 years old, that I knew since I was like, since they were 14, I was 18 or whatever. And it was just a no-brainer for me to go in that neighborhood because I'm like, well, shit, yeah, the homies are here, you know what I'm saying? And shit, I'm still like trying to like, build some type of program. That's what I've always been on as far as like career wise at this point in my life. I want to like before, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a pastor and I'm gonna be this and on some, on some shit like
Hmm.
that. But at this point in my life, I'm like, nah, I'm like looking into like grassroots programs and to like really, uh, like, like, co- confront social type of,
Yep.
disparities or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I'm high as shit, by the way. I'm gonna spark up this fat motherfucker.
Let's go.
So
Let's
my pause is
go.
gonna get a lot longer. You might need to catch me up, but that's life, dog. That's life for me these days. Because I be rolling like fucking 7 gram blunts
That's
over here.
ridiculous. That's
You
ridiculous.
can decide to edit this out, but this is a
No
fucking
way.
fatty.
Never.
Anyways, let me just spark this bitch over here.
So
So,
actually, why? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
all right.
If you pick it back up, go ahead.
Okay. So, all right. So now at this point transitioning, I moved to Suitcase City, Cross Fletcher, specifically on 127th Avenue and 15th Street, Marbella.
Mhm.
And literally that first week, the bus stop got shot up at 7
Yeah,
a.m.
that was
You
a
know what I'm
hot
saying?
corner. Hmm.
Yeah, so the first week was crazy. I moved there. I was like, 'cause I've been there hanging out. You know what I'm saying? But like, I idea got the hoods, all that shit. And I also, I got some homies that got some bread, so I know how, the nice, rich living and all that shit. So I go back and forth. But going to Suitcase City specifically, I was like, yo, this is they different out here. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Literally, that first week, the bus stop got shot up. You know what I'm saying? Got robbed, and like two homies got their legs shot And then literally that week when I was moving in, a homie tried to sell me a gun, pocket rocket, right in front of my apartment. I'm like, yo, like that, dog. I'm like, he's like, yeah, it's a little thing. I'm like, yo, I'm good, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like my neighbor, like my dog too. Bro, he moved all sorts of shit, bro. He moved crack, he moved heroin, like he was on it. He also cut my hair for free, so that's the homie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was mad cool living out there. I got along really well with my neighbors. Like, yo, we held it down. We barbecue, we played cars. Like anytime there was a fight, yo, we all fight them together. Like it was lit. Like anytime we need to bounce somebody out of our little block, you know what I'm saying? We'll bounce them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? All the what's up? What's up? Nah, it was really cool, and then during this whole time, I got put onto a job by Taja.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so so Taja just got a job or been working with a job or whatever, but there was a new grant coming in called Now's the Time from Obama, which is unfortunately, like, during this time again, mass shootings were going on back then, the Sandy Hook and all that shit. So he put in a grant prevention, mental health prevention,
A ton of money flooded programs after a lot of those mass shootings. That's right.
Right, exactly. So there was like 17 states that got awarded $1 million to build a program for like 2-3 years or whatever.
Mhm.
And in that program, there was a lot of like progressive type of language and technicalities. Like they need to have somebody with experience, like lived experience, like a young person who has been arrested, who has done drugs or whatever. I'm like, I've been arrested, I've done drugs.
Yo, right here.
Yeah!
Perfect.
Yo!
Tosh is like, let's go call Mike.
Exactly. And Taj is the homie, you know what I'm saying? She put me down and shit. And shout out to her for, put her homie down and really just got me the interview and and they were like, yo, do you smoke weed? I was like, yes, but I could stop. And then, I had to go through a drug test process and all that shit, and I got the fucking job, my first time working more than fucking $9 the hour. Got the job for like 14 something, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because today I'm like, yo, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like 14 ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at 22 years old, you're like 14 is the fucking next move, it's the next the next level.
Yeah, that's right. So he starts working with the kids. I actually remember that a lot because you also got your tattoo on your neck around that time, because I remember halfway through the job you started wearing bandanas. Like now people wear them because of COVID and stuff, they got them around their face, but you started wearing like an old school, like a cowboy, like having a damn bandana up around his throat because he couldn't have this tat showing with the kids or whatever.
Well, what's crazy, I didn't work with kids, kind of. I worked with 15 to 25.
Right, they all had tats.
Everybody had fucking, the 15-year-old had tats, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was tatted up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And working there was a little weird because they were, just like anywhere with, they say they're cool, they're not really cool, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shout out to S4KF, you know what I'm saying? They're cool, it's not, but they're also like mad whack in the way that they they try to hold a motherfucker down, you know what I'm saying? Like they say I can't get a tattoo. I'm like, why? I fucking run the youth groups over here, you know what I'm saying? Like literally everybody has tattoos. Like you're not gonna let me get a tattoo and corporate shit, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays I'm sure this shit's different, you know what I'm saying? Well, back then
I don't know.
Maybe. But so yeah, so during this whole time, I'm doing this program in the neighborhood, the soccers and the MMA, and my boy Andre, old school, he's doing his thing with like math and shit like that, and we're really building this shit. Like it's crazy. Like every day we had parents and kids and everybody just playing tournaments and fucking getting their homework done and doing guerrilla tutoring. I have a whole gang of volunteers from like USF and the Bible studies to pull up, and like we like rounded up all the jits from the playground, and right there on the playground we're like, what, fucking take out your homework, jit, like let's run it, like what you want, let's get it, like like you gonna pass this grade, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but like it was like really cool, and like everybody was with it too. Like everybody was like, hell yeah, let's, oh, they over here, all right, yo. They're like, they'll throw their kids at us. They're like, they'll push them out. They're like, yo, go over there. Like they go, we like do homework on the sidewalk and shit, and it was it was fucking awesome. It was beautiful. It was again
So
another example of
I
like some
just remember
community
being
shit.
so proud of you, man. Like just going up there during that time, and you had just such a collective of folks from
It
around
was
the
cool,
community. It
man.
was amazing.
It was
It was
fucking cool. It
amazing.
was fucking cool.
You've had a cool
Yeah, it
life.
was.
You've had a cool life.
Fuck yeah. I feel like I had like 3 lives already. You know what I'm
Yeah, it's
saying?
true. It's true. I know. I'm cognizant too. I'm like, we haven't even begun the story, y'all. Like, there's,
But
yeah, that's
it's a
right.
story before the story, right? So
No, we got to get
type
the,
shit.
we got to get the prequel. That's right. So, as you light that gigantic blunt, maybe we use this as an opportunity to talk a little bit about the transition. So now you have your own business, but we haven't even like really spoken to that yet. So let's go all the way like from this time to like can we get a little bit of the little seedling version of the story? Like how does where you are today begin in the earliest days?
Okay, so it's actually a real quick continuation of the
Yep.
story.
No, it's great. Perfect.
Um, During this whole time, we're talking about this corporate shit. They're like fucking with the next shits and that. I'm all about the people. I'm all about the people I'm working with. Like at this point, my job is to support them and make sure they're good. I'm gonna do that, even if that means going against the motherfuckers who's paying my paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So as a
That was
youth
always true.
coordinator, I'm creating a safe space, and I'm trying to get these individuals. I don't say these kids, but not these kids.
Yeah.
But
Young folk.
I'm trying to get these kids money, but I was trying even in the neighborhood, I was trying to get them money too. We were trying to come up with businesses and shit like that. We were trying to get every single
I
kid,
remember that
anybody that was working.
you were always coming in like, yo, can we go to Restaurant Depot and buy a bunch of cups and plates and all this stuff because we were
Yeah,
running like this lady's gonna start selling food or whatever. Yeah, you were
just
always
trying to come up
trying to
with.
hustle, always.
Bro, we just and that's part of community survival. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Like
that's
we're
right.
out here trying to hustle, trying to see what we can come up with dollars or whatever, and get little homie paid, get his mama paid. Yo, she know how to cook some fire food. All right, bet we're gonna sell some plates for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the rent's paid. Down, let's get it. Let's what's this? You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a hot
And it was
dog
like,
stand at one point?
yeah, which I sold weed out of on Food Town. Yo, I sold weed out of that bitch on Food Town right on 130,
Oh,
131st.
oh, you still have it?
No, I
Oh,
sold it. I
you
sold
sold
it,
that. You
but
sold it. Okay,
I
The
used to,
cart.
but that's a little bit more in the story though.
Okay,
That's when we started transitioning.
Yeah.
So, food carts, like those are good days. So all right. So I'm working with the young adults, building this space and this and that. And one of the homies is in there. He's a personal trainer and this and that, and he's certified. You feel me? And my whole job description is to create events, create certain type of fun-filled activities to bring more young and youth together to like promote healthy and coping skills and environments and strength-based shit.
Yeah.
Um, my dog, part of the group, is like 23 or 24 at the time. Motherfucker's a personal trainer. You know what I'm saying? Let's set up a exercise class where we all go to it and you get paid. I have grant money from these people. Let me put your name on a check. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
So that's what I'm about. You feel me? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get you paid, dog. I ain't gonna say how much I got.
Is this the beginning? This is the beginning of the gym. That like what kind of like you guys are putting. This is when you guys are start doing like workouts and stuff outside.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, but this is my current job. The community soccer program was going on
You had
itself.
two things going on. Okay, yep.
Two things going on. The community soccer program we got pushed out, and we got into it with this like bitch ass group called United. What's their name? One body.
That was
One
it.
body
I
United.
wasn't gonna say it, but that was it.
One body. Yo, hey, one body. Even looking at this, suck my motherfucking dick. Don't edit that shit. Y'all some whack ass people. Y'all some gentrifying, colonizing bitch ass motherfuckers, and you dangle resources in front of the community, and you try to push Bible verses, and fuck that, all that shit. I ain't about that. And them motherfuckers damn near almost called the cops on me plenty of times trying to confront them. And they buying up land, and I ain't got no money, dog. I'm getting paid $14.50 an hour trying to fucking maintain myself while I got a bunch of homies fucking living in my crib. At this point, my crib's different. But anyways, let me get back to the story. All right.
Okay.
So while the whole issue with one body is going on in the community, right? All these community people want to move in and take up the resources, literally buy up the resources and like dangle them to get to families in order to like fill their rooms. you know, while they like sing Holy Grace. So that was going on, and I was also focusing on my current position, my current job that was paying my bills, which was as a youth coordinator at S4KF, right? Success for Kids and Families, and we was doing a thing there, da da da, and it came down to it that I was getting my dog paid, right, to do the workout groups, and the workout groups were going fine. You know, people pull up and all that shit. One day, I go to pay my dog, you know what I'm saying? Couple racks, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, my dog put in work, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I bet, bam. He goes to cash this fucking check at fucking First Bank of Tampa or whatever the fuck. I forgot what the name of it, but over there somewhere in South Tampa. And he was waiting outside while they opened. They opened at 9 o'clock. He was out there at 8:45, just kind of like waiting because he had just dropped off his kid at school, and then he's also was like studying to get licensed for a massage therapist. So he was also like, gonna cash that check, then go to his class and do whatever. While he was waiting, he like folded a sheet, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like organized the back, he has a massage table in there, like, just kind of getting his shit like together, da da da. He about to, dip out right quick. He da da da, and then he sees the lady kind of like, inside. It's 9 o'clock. All right, bet. Walks up to the door. The lady from the bank meets him at the door, locks it. Mind you, my boy, he's black, right? That's a big part of the story.
Yep.
And she locks the door to him. He walks up and she's like, "Oh, the lobby's closed. You're gonna have to drive around the drive-through." And he's like, "All right, okay, whatever." Hops in the whip, drives around. As he's driving, he says he sees this old white dude goes in like if nothing ever happened. Like she like unlocked the door as soon as he left, and the door was open, and a senora, old dude walked through the door like if nothing happened. He was like, "What the fuck?" But whatever. He pulled up. When he pulled up, she got the check and dipped like into the bank. And he like gave her the idea where he like, "Oh, here you go," and she like dipped out. She like disappeared
at the drive-through.
She was inside, yeah, the drive-through. Yeah, he pulled up the drive-through.
His ID and check through,
and she just disappears. Next thing you know, two cops pull up in squad cars, and they like out of nowhere like block him off, and they start walking to his door, hand on gun type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like "Oh, put your hands on the wheel," that whole, what I'm saying, that whole shit. And we know the fucking story. You know what I'm saying? We could already know what could happen off of that situation.
Sure, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking death. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, fam. So that shit happened. And while they were, while my boy was like, "Yo, I'm just cashing a fucking check. What the fuck?" And they're like trying to like, talk to him, figure it out, da da da. She comes back and says, "Oh, the check is fine, by the way." Slips it through with the money and dips back out. And the cops are looking at each other like, "What the fuck just happened?" And they apologized to my boy, and they were like, "My bad." And they fucking just got in the car, dipped out, and the lady left, and my boy was with the money with the thing. Like, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, fast forward, he tells me right after it happened, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And I started like, I'm telling my employers, I'm like, "Yo, the bank that we fuck with literally just did this shit." You know what I'm saying? And this is like after Andrew Brown, like, I'm saying, all sorts of shit like, it's going down, and like, yo, this is like really fucked up. This is the issue right here, like, what the fuck? And if we claim to be for the community, if we claim that we are the best people to hold this grant to support these young people, then we have to do something about this. At the very least, stop fucking banking with them, go bank somewhere else, because fuck these people. And they basically said, "You gotta go." And they fired me.
They fired you?
Yeah, they fired me. Yeah. Well, this is what they said. Well, they sat me down, and they like, "Yo, you're making too much noise about this." And I'm like, well, what the fuck? My boy almost got shot up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just turned out that the president of this company was friends of the president of the bank company, and they go golfing and whatever, and they have a great working relationship and this and that. And instead of doing something, they offer my boy a bank account. So I was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" And I was like, "This is the ultimatum. either y'all fix this shit, y'all start banking with them like ASAP, or I gotta go. I'm not gonna give my dog another check from y'all's ass so this shit could happen with him, you know? And literally homeboy was looked at me, what's his name? John Mayo looked at me and was like, I think you should go. or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, well, I guess you gotta go then. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't fucking doing this. You know, business as usual. I'm sure he would hate to hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but it's the fucking truth. You know, at that point, that motherfucker's the head of a company. You know what I'm saying? He gotta hold down his. You feel me? Even though it meant going against what the actual mission is, what actual ethics are, or the whole point of it, of the whole fucking thing in general. You know, but it's business, capitalism. I get it, right? It is what it is. So from that point on, I left. Also, some context during that time, I was in a relationship with B, my current partner, my girlfriend. Her name's gonna be just BB for now.
BB, okay.
Just it's gonna be the letter B. It's just B.
Got it, just B.
Okay. Because she didn't consent to this, I did, so I ain't gonna throw her information out. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, me and her were getting into a romantic relationship, you know, around that time. Around the time I was doing the soccer club, you know, in the neighborhood, and around the time I just got hired onto the you know, Success for Kids and Families and doing all that shit, right? And she, you know, and also I was smoking weed. By the way, this whole time I smoked weed. I always smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? When I was at the well, I smoked weed, you know, not in the building. I never smoked weed in the building. Only once towards the end of my leave, because I was like, damn, y'all smoke weed here? I was like, everybody smoke weed here? Shit, I'm gonna smoke weed here too. Shit, I don't even work here no more. I'm a fucking blunt. I'm smoking blunt. So I definitely smoked weed at the well just one time, like, but that was like when I was already like not even an employee, and I was like gone, you know, because I saw I forgot who was like Sharice and somebody else smoking a blunt. I was like, damn, y'all smoke weed back here? I'm like, what the fuck? I've been missing my stupid ass. But you know, anyway, it's different. So this whole time I smoked weed. The only time I didn't smoke weed was to get the job at S4KF, because they drug tested me and they tried to threaten me with like random drug tests. But I realized that they broke ass ain't gonna do it. So I never got drug tested. And once I realized that, I just kept smoking, you know? Yep. And, you know, B, we met, excuse me, we met through a mutual friend, Shirley, and Shirley was like doing her dissertation or whatever on public transportation, and she invited I guess a group of people. I was invited, and B was invited too. We didn't know each other at the time, you know. And I went over there. I've fucking taken plenty of transportation in my time. In Miami, I did a little bit going to the beach and all that shit. But then when I took in Tampa, I was like, that's all I had, you know, was fucking the bus, the heart system.
Heartline, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, you know. And so I could say a lot of shit about that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, you know, once we get over there, you know, we're talking about this, and out of the group, it was a couple people. There was a couple people that were like talking about public transportation, but their mind was like flying cars and shit, and futuristic type of realities that didn't even exist in minds yet. You know what I'm saying? Let alone somebody who's like from a neighborhood that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, little bro, you know what I'm saying, got a whip, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying, gotta ride the bus, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Come on, dog. I was like, I don't know what you were, I don't know where y'all from, but you know what I'm saying, we're on the issue right here at hand, you know what I'm saying, like shit's getting fucked up right now. Bitch is like an hour and a half interval, like what the fuck, people gotta go to work, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, whatever, you know. So B was kind of like on the same tip, you know. She was like, yeah, you know, it's gotta be safer, it's, I don't know, it's different shit, you know. And you know, I was like, you know, I fuck with this girl, you know what I'm saying. I was like, I see you, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, in my mind, you know. And you know, after that whole, there was some chemistry there between me and her. After that study group or whatever, we were outside and we were talking, and you know, we were feeling each other a little bit. And as soon as she asked me for my age, I was 22 at the time. She was goddamn turning 30. You know what I'm saying? And she looked at me and she was like, "Oh, 22. Oh,
never mind,
all right."
never mind.
And that was it, yo. She stopped. She literally said, "All right, what's been nice." She's like dapped me up, and she like, "All right," you know. What she didn't like, then like she made it more subtle. It was more subtle than that, like skirt, you know. But basically, she was like, "Oh, okay, all right, bet. Well, it's starting to rain. I gotta go." Da da da. And like, you know, all right, bet. Perfect closing. All right, cool. I hit her up on Facebook after that when Facebook was still a thing, and and at least for me. And then your boy was like, "Hey, was good? You have a dog, I have a dog. Let's go to the dog park." You know what I'm saying? And this was around the time where I was like already kind of like I had got the job for S4KF, so I wasn't smoking. But I was trying to do like just normal people shit, I guess, that don't smoke, like go to the dog park with somebody else. I don't fucking know. I smoke with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much it. So so she swerved me. She was like, "Oh, I got a bunch of shit to do." She just moved back from Austin, and she's like, "I got a bunch of shit to do." So no, basically like, nah, it's not gonna happen. I was like, "All right, cool. That's it. I ain't hit her up. I ain't gonna be no weirdo motherfucker like texting her back." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just, all right, yeah, cool. I'll see you when I see you, I guess, do my thing. She hit me up a few months later to get weed. She was like, I bet this motherfucker has some weed. You know what I'm saying? His stoner ass, I'm sure. And yeah, it's fun. I don't even know she knew I smoked. Because at the time that I met her, I wasn't smoking because I was trying to get the job.
Yeah, but look at the
fact.
Listen.
Right, again, yeah. She's like that motherfucker smoked blunts. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So, anyways, she hits me up and she's like, "Yo, do you know I can get some weed?" Da da da. Because she was thinking about making edibles at the time. And for sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm like at my boy's crib and next door, you know what I'm saying? Like, homie, he be slanging, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, Jimmy be out here doing the thing, you know what I'm saying? And his sacks are fire. His fat ass sacks of some indoor, some crib or whatever for some hay. But he had it all, he did this thing, And I was like, of course, pull up. She pulled up, went over, boom, got it to her. She looks at me, fucking like super skeptical. She's like, "This is 7 grams or 14 grams, whatever the fuck it was." And I was like, I mean, yeah, like I ain't fucking paying. I was like, "Oh yeah, the fuck." And she's like, "Okay." I was like, "Whoa, okay, do your thing." I was like, "Look." I was like, "Yeah." She got me. She caught me with that fire right quick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Damn, girl, all right." She's like, "Don't put me on." But I was like, "Look, if it's short, if it's skimp, let me know how much it is. I'll get you the difference. I'll give a fuck. I'm gonna cop another fucking sack tomorrow. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I'm with it. I don't give a fuck. She's like, "All right, bet." She now says she was like, "Oh, my bad." I mean, I was like tripping. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But so that same night.
Is this real quick for me? Is this in Suitcase City? Is this that area where she pulls up?
Yeah. This is
where you're living out of the apartment.
15th Street and 127th.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this was 15th Street and 127th Avenue.
Yeah,
right
so
there on that corner, right next to Tinsley Circle, right there on the Cove. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like it stretched around on 15th. It went up or a couple houses down on 15th. But anyways, so she pulled up. She was like skeptical. And to be real, what Jimmy gave me was not what I usually smoked. It was the compacted ass shit. So I could see why she was mad. But I was like, girl, I ain't gonna finesse you. And she's like, all right, bet. Then she was like, do you want to hang out and smoke this? And I was like, oh, word. All right. No, I'm here with my boys. So I swerved her. Mm-hmm. I was feeling some type of way too. I was like, yo, how you gonna try me like that? I was like, whatever, but I'm gonna do my thing, it's not. So she was like, oh, all right, cool. And also, mind you, I wasn't smoking anyways.
Right.
I was still kind of on that I'm not smoking tip or whatever, So anyways, she leaves. We didn't talk for like another month. 420 happens. She hits me up, happy 420, right? She sent out a message to a couple people. And I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, yo, this girl, she's probably fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't know. Also, I'm young.
It's a possibility.
Look, I'm young. I'm not stable. I'm living in the hood. Like my apartment's like this random ass apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, but whatever. I'm making it happen. I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's me. My bracelet just fell off.
I seen. Cheap
fake.
Shit.
But yeah, but so not really. It's just expensive. But
for the record.
So yeah, for the record. But so she like, all right, she hit me up 420. And I'm like, all right, bet. So she might be feeling me a little bit. So all right, cool. Funny enough, there's a movie being filmed in my apartment for like a vampire film.
What?
Random as shit. But I'm talking about they had a budget.
In your apartment, like in your
Bruh, in my apartment and in the fucking apartment complex. Now, but at this time, I've been living there for a couple years. Like, you know, like my neighbors fuck with me. Like they were like trying to be in the movie. Like we was all lit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so random, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It was straight. You feel me? Like it was all good. Like it was.
Can
like,
I go
really
watch
fucking
this
random.
movie? Can I go watch this movie?
I wish I knew how to do it. It's called it's called
what?
Sticks. It's called Sticks by the River. And I forget. Okay. Yeah, I forget who the fuck how the fuck what's the director's names? But it's some dude that is based out of LA and he knew a homie from Gainesville or whatever, and she's like an activist or whatever. I think her name is Annie. That's the homie. I forgot. It's been a minute, but Annie, she put me down. But anyways, he hit her up, and at this time, you know, I'm like mad, like protesty. You feel me? I'm like, this is back in 2016ish, 17ish, you know, and this is like a lot of shit's going on. You know, a lot of things are televised. Everything's, you know, a lot of, you know, food not bombs, like, you know, Jimmy, Dez, we were all out here, you know, me and you and all of us go to Fort Lauderdale for like the homeless hate laws, you know, all that shit. You know, this is like a whole time, you know, like in my life where I'm like about to disrupt whatever the fuck the norm is to like make sure like shit's get, you know.
Sunset on River Styx. Sunset on the River Styx. The cover's got to do with vampire stuff coming out.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay.
Yo,
Sunset on the River Styx.
So
Aaron Pagliano.
Yeah, Aaron,
writer and director.
Okay, yeah. Oh shit, that's
okay.
it.
I'm leaving that up. Keep going.
All right, so send me that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
throw it in the chat. I'm gonna throw it in the chat.
Let me just tell you, I got a booklet of the script, and the setting of my apartment is Matt or Alex or Annie's shitty apartment. That's literally. That's literally my apartment. This is my first apartment though as an adult. You know what I'm saying? This is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot how I was able to pay for this apartment. I think because I went back to school and I'll show some financial aid or whatever. But nonetheless,
financial aid, yeah.
Yeah, financial. I'm like, yo, I'm a student. You know, for the 5th year in HEC. But they gave me an apartment. But yeah, anyways, I'm like, my pride and joy is in my apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fucking adult at this point. And they break my shit down with like, you know, John's fucking shitty apartment. Like, oh my God. But anyways, if you see that film, you're gonna see my fucking apartment, you know, and the parking lot and wherever the fuck they filmed it at.
I love it.
But this is like it's a B film, but it definitely had a budget. Definitely had the lights. They had like big ass like cranes with lights shooting down into the fucking window, so it looks like it's daytime when we're filming at 3 a.m. Like they took over the whole fucking like my apartment in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's some context. She hits me up on 420.
All right.
My life is crazy. She hits me up on 420. But also it's because I let them do this for free. They went to their spot. And my happy-go-lucky ass is like,
come in here.
Fuck it, pull up, party. Can I smoke? Hell yeah, lit. All right, bet. So she pulls up. She hits me up saying happy 420. I'm with my dog Dapo. You know what I'm saying? Dapo is a homie. Dapo was one of the first people I met when I went to the group of kids, you know, in the neighborhood with the soccer and shit like that at that church, right? So Dapo and his people, they come from a place called Canyepa, or in English is Karen, which is a place in Myanmar, or which used to be Burma, right? And with the fucking war, you know, because they ain't trying to be a part of what the fuck Burma or whatever the fuck the state got going on. They're their own people. They about that life, and they gonna fight for that shit. They done got fucked with, and a lot of folks had to like leave and like live in refuge in camps in Thailand, where World Relief Services, you know, scooped them and dropped them off right in Suke City in Tampa, right? So, you know, Dapo comes from, you know, that whole situation, that whole like background, this and that. So you're talking about one of the fucking badass motherfuckers I've ever met in my motherfucking life. You know, so I had to get that introduction to this motherfucker. That's great. This dude grew up in the jungle. He is down to survive off of, bro, if he has a knife and a goddamn fucking a palm tree, he will cook dinner and make the finest food that I've ever ate in my motherfucking life, dog. He's the best impromptu chef ever. Yo, we was living at the lake house at one point, which we'll get to that point, right? And the next door, the bando, once Fred, I guess, moved out, in the backyard was mad bamboo. Yo, Dapo went up and was like, yo, we eating good tonight. I was like, what? He just chopped up, just took out, spread out the bamboo, found a bunch of mini bamboo shoots, chopped them bitches up, put some hot sauce, some chili, put some fish sauce in that bitch, made some eggs. I was like, yo, shit, got some pork belly. Yo, we ate the best fire shit just right off of the bando. Like crazy shit. Anyways, that's my dog, Dapo.
I remember all that giant bamboo out by that was growing into the alley in Fred's backyard.
We ate so good off that bitch, off of baby bamboo shoots.
I love it.
That were growing over there. And and just to get into a little bit deeper into his culinary introduction and his people, you would see them on the regular foraging leaves and herbs in Suitcase City that would grow on the gates and that will grow around the light poles and shit, and they'll make soups out of that. They'll add it as extra health benefits. They'll just do all sorts of shit, teas and whatever the fuck. And yo, again, another experience, just like living and being in community with folks, you know what I'm saying, about that life.
It blew my mind. People would grab some of the vines growing in the alley and go, yeah, just follow the vine, and they pull out a damn 20-pound yam out of the ground. Like, it'd just be like gigantic yams, like a decade old, that these vines have been growing out of. They're like, that's sweet potato, basically.
Right.
Incredible. Blew my mind.
So
okay, yeah, y'all in the vampire apartment.
We're in the vampire apartment.
You and Dapo.
B pulls up. Yeah, I'm with Dapo.
B pulls up. All right.
And we're smoking, and at this point, sorry, there's some really weird shit. Travis Scott video on the TV that was really weird. Anyways, we were smoking and we're just having a good time. And at this point, fast forward a little bit, me and B started like, dating or talking a little bit more, and I'm trying to get a little closer to her, trying to like, get on her tempo, get on her vibe, what she got going on. She making edibles. Holy shit! I smoke weed. You know what? Instead of buying weed, I'm gonna buy your shit if it gets me high, and I get to pull up on you and we hang out and shit. We smoke whatever. Eat edible. Her shit was so fire and so creative. I'm talking about like vanilla bean espresso filling pound cake, motherfucking dulce de leche brown sugar cookies, Peruvian alfajores, all infused with cannabis. And I'm like, whoa, we could do something here with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking like, yo, I could, and this is all at the same time I'm working at S4KF, right? So as I'm working there, I'm also like, involved in the neighborhood where I'm at in Suitcase City, you know what I'm saying, and Marbella and all that shit. And, at the same time, I'm also like starting to date B. And, I also like stepped away from the well, you know what I'm saying? There's all this transition going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And she starts putting me onto the edible game, and you know what I'm saying? And she's like, yo, kind of like, I never knew how to make edibles, but she like, researched it, and she did the double broiler, she decarbed the weed, mixed it with butter, and she did it all. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. So this is a hash hole, so in the middle is 2 grams of hash rosin surrounded by 7 grams of flour.
That is that's deadly, man.
Yeah. Excuse me. Let me
Yep.
I mean, I've been smoke that because I might cough too much. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think I think that's a killer.
That's it looked like a killer. I like that. Just put you to sleep.
One more hill. All right. So I'm like working in this mental health organization where I'm a youth coordinator. We're doing the soccer program, and at this point we're like fighting with the fucking one body, and they're being weird as shit, and just what weird white people with money do, what I'm saying, that's involved in religion and politics or whatever. They fucking do whatever the fuck they want to do. They take pictures of babies and put up on their website of the neighborhood, and like without consent, and get donations, all that weird shit. Fuck them. But dealing with that at S4KF, and kind of building this passion and interest with B, and I start selling these edibles for her, and really start kind of like moving in the neighborhood, you know, to my neighbors, selling them to my friends, selling them to some of the kids' parents. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really like, I'm like, yo, I got this fire ass product. Like, it's just gas, you know? And I was making her money. I didn't get anything. I was like, here you go. Give me another batch. I gotta go, you know? And it was really something beautiful and something like we could both see something like happening from it. You know what I'm saying? Like a business, like kind of blossoming out of it. And one day, I remember we were in my apartment. The whole fucking the whole shit, my whole apartment was full of gym equipment, which by the way was because the one body since they bought the land and they own the shipping container that all the gym equipment was in, they try to keep the gym equipment and run their program and kick us out. But since Andre with Old School, he acquired that equipment through his connection. You know what I'm saying? I had to like at night clip the clip the. I stole that shit at night. I clipped the motherfucking. At night, I pulled up with the Wells truck. Actually, I don't know if we put on the record, but
it's still out here. It's still out.
Okay,
here.
all right, yeah, I running around. I remember. I don't know if I told you or what I was gonna do. I just needed help. You know what I'm saying? And I believe I used your truck. Yeah, I believe your truck to commit a criminal offense.
It's probably not.
But it was stealing back our property. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't theirs to begin with. So we broke the lock. We opened the shipping container, put all the gym equipment in the van or the truck, and we pulled up to my apartment and just decked out my whole apartment to this big ass dojo, this big ass fucking combat fighting gym. You know, which I didn't because there had to be a street be crossed and all that shit. So I didn't have all the kids or whatever that I was working with at the time, like in my apartment, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it was more for the older kids, you know what I'm saying? More for like the 14 to the 18-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Who are like trying to figure out how to fight and spar and defend themselves, and also a place where they could like channel their shit, you know what I'm saying? Like be on some discipline shit, work out, fucking be on a routine, you know? And at that time, I was working myself. Well, I got a gut right now, but I had a six-pack at that time. I was.
By the way, no, and I forgive me. I know I'm so sorry, but I gave you a hard motherfucking time about this because I remember you on like Instagram doing crunches, hanging like you were about to be like a fitness influencer. It was like looking good, working out all the time. Then he met B, and by the way, these desserts I remember too because I was like, if I wasn't so scared to eat y'all's weed, I would have been like, everything looked amazing and I knew it would kill me. So I was like, I can't eat that. She made the most amazing looking, most delicious looking stuff. And you like immediately went 10 pounds up, 10 pounds up, 10 pounds. And I was mean as hell about it. I know.
I actually appreciate it because you were also on your fitness shit too.
I was trying.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm right with you right now. You and I probably have a way.
You did a great fucking job, dude. You did a great fucking job, and I remember that. And then when you kept going, and then I was over here. I was like, oh, you were like, oh. You know what I'm saying? So but it was cool though. It was cool, man. I enjoyed that moment of fitness and all that shit. But once B got into the picture, I was already down that road before her, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at a certain point I was already.
But y'all hadn't tasted this sour sop though. Y'all don't know.
Right. But so I remember it was at one point, the whole apartment was decked out in gym equipment because of that whole scenario. And then we were just hanging out and we were like laying down and we're like kind of smoking and talking and kind of seeing how like really good this situation was with the edibles. And there was also a void in the sense that people also wanted to buy weed too at the same time, but we didn't have that. So at that moment, I was still working at S4KF, and the after school programs that I was like kind of like dabbling in or kind of running and really was already kind of dwindling out because there was literally no space to do it. I was broke as shit. My energy was literally being put into my career that was like, at this point, after the neck tattoo and all that shit, there was already a couple things with S4KF, it was on its way, you know what I'm saying? And also this newfound relationship, newfound love that I had, you know what I'm saying, with B. And so my energy was already tied up and I'm like 23, 24, you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, so it's like everything was kind of like honing in on what's the next move. you know. And we really came down to it and was like, look, I was like, look, you put in $200, I put in $200. We get the next batch, a portion that goes to edibles and a portion that goes to selling weed, you know? And we both looked at each other, fucking gave each other fucking we die high five, let's do da da da. And at that moment, we became business partners, you know? And it, yeah, it wasn't shit. It really was literally just started with her knowledge of in the kitchen and being creative and also her work ethic, and she was like cranking shit out. She was like coming with recipes, and what I'm saying, it was like really fucking beautiful. And I was like, yo, she got a whole thing going on, and my hustle, my networking, I like link with people. People will see me and they be like, yo, what's up? They'll know what's up. They'll know who I am. I very few people are. I can't actually now. I'll say very few people. I don't know anybody that could put dirt on my name for being a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
You never have. That's right.
As far as I'm concerned, and if it isn't, well, shit, my bad.
One body might try. One body might try.
Well, no, fuck them. They deserve all that shit. I want all the smoke, man. I want to beat their ass, bro. Y'all catch a charge, man. I swear to God, yo, one body, y'all catch a charge. Y'all try to catch an assault. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting a bounty. Hey, anybody watching this? I'm putting a bounty on one body. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. You can edit that out, but it still stands.
I ain't got time for editing. Watch it.
All right, word. But anyways, I'll be wild, man. I'll be saying statements. Everything's allegedly.
All good,
you know what I'm saying?
All good.
This whole thing's allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Except the one body shit. Fuck them. Anyways, so this whole partnership came about, and we really started like going to barbershops. You know what I'm saying? We really started like plugging into Instagram, looking up hashtags, like really looking at like Tampa, looking up Tampa edibles, looking up different shit, seeing who's out there, using social media as a platform, connecting with people, networking with people on social media. That for me, that's the biggest thing. I've always heard it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you know something and you know someone, olvídate, you're, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's been our thing, We came in the industry in its infancy, it's all legacy market, all black market, right? And it's an emerging, I already, since 2012, I already seen how Tampa was very liberal with cannabis, how they had medical marijuana on the fucking racetrack center back in 2012.
Remember that? Yeah.
When it got legalized, when medical cannabis got legalized in 2011, 2012, they put a big ass sign. Yeah, they bought the building, but they didn't do shit with it.
Never opened nothing, just put a big sign on it.
Medical marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I always had my mind like, yo, this is something I always knew. I was like, this is something that can make me money. And I'm with that. I've been smoking since I was 12 years old. Like I've been with the shits. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been selling weed since I was since I was 12, the first time I sold weed, but I've been selling weed as a teenager, dog, and as a senior year, junior year, just to make ends meet and just to pay my bill, whatever, pay my phone bill, whatever the fuck, And now to have lived a life where I grew, I guess you want to say spiritually, ethically, morally, you know what I'm saying? Experience, you know what I'm saying? And I got more of that. And I'm really glad that happened because, now as switching, turning things over to as an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? And to also give context of my hustle, I've always been a hustler. I've always sold Pokemon cards. As a teenager, some lame ass shit. I used to steal phones and sell them. You know what I'm saying? I used to sell Xanax. I used to sell Molly. I used to sell all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to pull up in South Beach with the minivan that we had, the broken ass minivan, and sell clothing and sell this and that. And I used to sell shit with her on the corner growing up. You know what I'm saying? Once my parents split up and, she had to pay bills, she had multiple jobs and was hustling on the street and whatever. My grandmother and grandfather, my mom's side, my grandparents on my mom's side, opened up a picture, an art gallery just for Cuba on Little Havana, way back when, right? When that rent went up and, Little Havana right now is fucking crazy gentrified and all that shit. But when, we got kind of kicked out of that spot, they built a parking lot in the area. And my grandmother, to this day, she's going to be there tonight and tomorrow selling Cuban pictures out of her minivan. And that I'm telling you, that hustle don't stop, dog. From my dad's side of the family, from my mom's side of the family, I'm telling you right now, my grandmother is on the goddamn street in Calle Ocho right now selling fucking art. You know what I'm saying? And she's goddamn 70 some years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a long history. And B also, her father's an entrepreneur. Like her family is like, you know what I'm saying, big into that. So it was just natural that I would go into this direction. I even know in the well, I always like, yo, y'all got a lawnmower? We're gonna start this motherfucking making some money in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I always had a, there's always been a thing. Um, so you know, moving towards this entrepreneurship, with his background, this hustle, this and that, and also feeling how I was going at S4KF, once I got let go from that job, when that whole situation occurred, um, it was go time. We uh, really started, at this point, we had a mini operation. We were seeing like 30 people a week or 30 to 50 people a week. We had a phone, little trap phone. We was doing our thing. We were really just, yeah, just kind of going ham. And at this point, the lake house had opened up for occupancy. Everybody had moved out,
The old
and
commune had disbanded, and this motherfucker moved into my old house and turned it into a trap house.
I mean, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Basically, and an Airbnb.
And excuse me. At first, it was an Airbnb.
Yep.
Because we know how the fuck we're gonna pay for it.
Yep. And it had spots. It had little spots in it.
Which, by the way, that was 2017 and going into 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
And at that time, we were paying $1,200 in rent for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house in Ebro Heights. Now that motherfucker is probably worth $3,500.
Oh yeah,
dude.
On rent.
On rent.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, 3,500. 35. Anyways,
yeah,
that's
at
crazy.
Least,
but anyways, so that's just
And that was for the whole property.
The back house was rented out.
Rented out separate. Okay.
Separate, and then the dining room was blocked
split,
off.
The split
so
wall.
there was like
okay,
two,
so you had the front.
with
you had
two,
the front section. Okay.
Yeah, the front of the house. So a 3-bedroom, 3-bath.
Still.
God. So we Airbnb'd one of the rooms or two of the rooms, and we like put it where certain days we like made edibles, we like did whatever, we're like roaming around the house freely, like whatever the fuck did we need to do for the business, and then the other days or when it get booked, we'll the guest and we'll like keep it in the room or whatever.
I remember that. Yep.
So then my boy Dapo, who I mentioned earlier, he was living in Georgia at the time. Moved into he since I've known him, he's lived into moved into LA where he became a Crip. He fucking moved to Omaha, Nebraska. Fucking went to goddamn I don't know, everywhere. Fucking and then he was in Clarkson in Georgia. And let me tell you, Clarkson's wild, yo. If you want to see the most gangsterous Asians, I'm telling you right now, go to fucking Clarkson, dog. Them boys are active out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, they
in Georgia.
Georgia.
Who'd have thought, man?
Atlanta, 45 minutes outside Atlanta and Clarkson. Yeah? Okay. They get active. And out there, look, there's Nepalis, there's Kenyapals, Karen. There's a lot of people from Eritrea, a lot of people from all over the world over there, man. A beautiful place in Clarkson. I love it. I spent some time out there. Anyways, he moved. He doing his thing out there. And he was there. Yo, what's good? What you got going on? Because he's kind of stayed with me before in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like as a roommate, this and that, and shit. I'm always. We always down there to see what's good. I got a room. Let's pull up. We Airbnb and that's the homie. So it's like, yeah, well, shit, we got a room for rent. What's up? So he moves in with his girl, with his girl Sky, and it becomes this fucking trapper paradise where we all. I mean, that's my homie, you know what I'm saying? That's my dog, you know what I'm saying? Sky is cool, B is cool, we're all hanging out. I got my dog, Dave, D-Boy, I got my other dog, Petunia from B. B has a dog, Petunia. And then Sky, she's pregnant, you know what I'm saying? She about to have a kid, you know what I'm saying? So she big old belly, and we out here making money. We out here fucking, you're trying, not, depending on who you're asking, I'm not making money. Money meaning like we're paying bills. You know what I'm saying?
It felt like from my $14 an hour gig that I just got fired from, I'm making money.
Right, it's literally like it's financial freedom is more the word. We weren't making crazy money. It's more like we were paying our bills and like I mean we didn't nothing. They're not living anything luxurious, but my whole thing is I could eat whatever the fuck I want and I could smoke whatever the fuck I want. Goddamn, I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, no, that's I mean, amen. And by the way, for those listening, so Mike and I kept up with each other throughout this, but obviously we weren't like up in each other's. I mean, he moved in my old spot. We weren't as connected right at this point. Nothing between us, just distance, time, whatever. We were busy with other things. Now he was less at the well. I was deep in the well. This was happening, and yet we're connected on social media. And I remember like this motherfucker, because I thought you're going to jail for sure. So he'd be on Instagram, live stories, just smoking, like walking in the front yard. I'm like, I just saw the address. Like just publicly, basically advertising. Like he's like
which by the way, back in the day, these days that's not smart. You never want to post anything.
It never was smart. It never was smart. However, somehow it just worked. He's building a brand and a reputation. He's like the weed influencer in Tampa on stories. And I'm like, and every one of us that know you, we meet like, yo, you see Mike, Gomi's going to jail, man.
So yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing like that was my form of civil disobedience, right? Mm-hmm. To have and give access to this wonderful plant that otherwise I would be in a fucking daze without it. I ain't gonna lie. This shit, when I wake up, this is my goddamn coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be smoking and I be chilling and I be doing things. I be taking it easy. I got ADHD. Sometimes weed holds me down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it for very different reasons. I do it socially and I do it medically. You know what I'm saying? I do it habitually. I do it routinely. I do it religiously. I do it for a lifestyle. This is what the fuck I do. And you know, the more access I have to it, the more I'm going to smoke, you know what I'm saying? And my whole thing was, you know, we're providing a service where we're also providing community, you know what I'm saying? Because what's crazy, what people don't realize is, you know, just drug dealers or whatever you want to call it, you know, black market, legacy, whatever the fuck, vendors, you know, whatever the fuck, operators, whatever the fuck, we become the facilitator of something that's sacred. You know what I'm saying? We become, in essence, also sometimes become the therapist, you know, or the person who listens. You know what I'm saying? Like when they get in the car and they're like getting this lovely, delicious fucking pack of ganja that they're gonna have a great time with, or they know that it's gonna help them smooth out the end of the day after work or whatever, or hang out with their loved one or whatever. When they know that's gonna happen, for a moment, the guard is down and they legit like, this is some real shit. They open up, they say something, they're like, it's a moment that they could be like, bro, so many, there needs to be a show about drug dealer confessions, because I've had so many people confess to me so much shit in my fucking passenger seat in the middle of a parking lot in a goddamn Walmart that they would never tell their fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is, but it's also the space that we've created in this space, right? We're conscious on being safe, conscious on being supportive, conscious on being a certain way with our members, right? You know, they're not just clients or my custody or whatever you want to call it, right? This is this is a real fucking dude that has a goddamn job, has a family, or whatever the fuck, and you know, they're literally going to us to like look for some type of relief. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, man, because I am curious about this, because I wonder if this is an ordinary, like you say, like a show called Drug Dealer Confessions, and maybe there is some theme to that, but I can't help but wonder if it's not partly you too. So like, because of all of these experiences you've had with people, you've always been good at clicking, you've always been good at listening, relating, like you've always had love for the people in front of you, whether it was at the well, in the alley, in the field up, you know, it's just like there's so many different worlds and communities that you've walked in and connected with people, and people have loved you and felt loved by you and opened up to you. How much of this is you or y'all, and how much of this is like, no, but that's like a drug dealer thing? pot dealer.
So sure, I definitely, I have a rapport with my people.
Both
You know what I'm saying?
and
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's both. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I ain't gonna discredit myself. 'Cause I definitely put in that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely am conscious. When I'm around people, and how I try to make people feel in my space. You know
Well,
what I'm
as you
saying?
just said, we're consciously making it safe. We're consciously being supportive. We're not just passing it through a window and bounce. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right. As simple as like, yo, how are you doing, fam? You doing
yeah,
good? Is
yep,
everything good? And like actually caring. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
And honestly, I I like gifting weed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like literally I come from the well, right?
Mhm.
Where we were given literally tons of food, and we literally have a timeline to give it out or it goes bad.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So literally a strategy has to be put in place to figure out how to give out 2 tons of food, of produce, of
Yep.
dairy, of meat, or whatever, great quality food in a day. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
Yep.
into people's homes.
Got to hustle to
And
get it out. Hmm.
exactly, it's a fucking hustle. And that with that experience, with that kind of mentality, like I want, like, it's all about access to great shit.
Mm.
And for me, it's this is more than a business. For me, it's literally just access to like something that's not off, something that's better. You know what I'm saying? That, but like as an experience. So I would throw an extra pre-roll, or I'll be like, yo, that's crazy, dog. Here's this. I have a fat one in my hand. I'm like, here, have this. You know what I'm saying? Here, smoke this on the way back, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, But no, it's kind of like it's cool though, because at this point, I do have access to a lot of an abundance of weed. I smoke as much weed as I want, and at this point in the story, and I'm able to literally bless. I say bless. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to bless a motherfucker with a fucking free pre-roll or a
Yep.
sack or whatever. And I see that as like, it's just so it's a for a indirect way of support
Yep.
to people that I fuck with, or the people that have been put in my life. And I'm sure that maybe copping or whatever, but like shit, if I could throw them a little extra, or on a day that I see them that they're not whatever, I'm like, yo, you trying to smoke? All right, bet, here, hit that, hold it down, and anyways, it creates an environment where I think people are a little bit more feel safer and feel kind of at home, with us, in our brand or whatever. And I guess the spirit of the well lives in this brand, in a sense, what I'm saying, of like just creating a place, an oasis, something where it's safe and we're all equal and we could literally learn and grow from each other, and literally building a bridge between different groups of people and networking. It's the same idea. While y'all use it for with food and resources, we're doing it with cannabis, and that's really what the fuck it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's where I'm going with this shit.
and by the way, my own convictions around uh business. Well, one is my conviction around even the old school, well, like no forms of payment taken here. I'm like, I've changed my mind on that. I'm like, no, we need to build businesses, but we need to build them with the same spirit, right? That spirit needs to, we need to build businesses, and then by the way, businesses need to be good neighbors. They need to love their people, right? These aren't just customers, these are something they need to take care of. And so as I hear you say that, one, something in me like agrees completely and rejoices, but at the same time I'm going like, that you are doing, like, as people listen, business people listen, I don't care what their product is, the way that you're talking about treating your customers is right and should resonate with people that are good marketers, advertisers, even good business people, good building businesses that are good for their community, that are good neighbors. And like, I guess when and so if you're cool with like, I want to like, I'm gonna, so for those listening, and I think the timing of this, he and I have been going back and forth about get jumping on and chatting for a while. We've been just messaging on Instagram or whatever. We don't see as much of each other these days because he's up in NYC. And so but then recently, and hopefully this is cool with you with the story here, but like, so recently an article comes out in the New York Times telling y'all story and about this
Yeah.
business. The can and about, by the way, he shared a lot of the story that's in this article, but it was Jamie Lowe is the writer, right? Puts out this article in the New York Times, which, by the way, was an incredibly written story. So I
Great fucking story.
to
Great
go
fucking
to
story.
go from by the way, to go from like trap house Instagram dude that I'm like, oh, he's going straight to jail, to like, yo, Gomi's in the New York Times, right? Like I'm looking at this story going, what the hell? And this isn't that long of a period of time. So this is like, okay, we listeners know your business, they know the origin story, and then to fast forward to this, and I'm not trying to rush the story along at all. Don't worry about the time. I already messaged my wife, like, yo, it is what it is right here. But like, I wanted to bring that in right now because I wanted to tie that success and that reputation to the ethos and spirit that you've been instilling in your work since the beginning, because this is at the heart of something that I think everybody needs to learn from people like you, regardless of the product of their entrepreneurship or their business mind. And so anyway, I'll let you just pick up on the story, but I wanted it for those listening to go, yo, I just want to go foreshadow a bit where this goes.
Yeah. By the way, while you were saying all of that, I muted myself and had a crazy cough attack, which I'm still.
I stretched out what I was saying because I'm like, he's dying.
Shit.
The dude's about to puke in that pot plant behind him.
Dude,
that is a pot plant, ain't it? Behind you?
No, this is a money tree, by the way.
Oh, it's a money tree. Those are the ones that twist. They twist at the bottom.
Nah, it just makes you a lot of money if you have it. But or at least that's what they say. But nah, it's actually just growing over here. When I got it, that motherfucker was like right here.
Nah, I thought you had I thought I was like, man, that dude's just growing weed behind him.
Nah, I don't. I mean, I have grow tents and shit like that, but my shit's died. I've been traveling so much,
hard,
and it's fucked. You know,
leave it to the professionals.
Nah, I'm a professional. I'm out here, I'm doing my thing, man. Fuck out of here. But growing weed isn't crazy, you know what I'm saying? But you need the time and dedication and the knowledge on it, you know, which takes experience, you know. And I've been gaining my experience over the pandemic and really just trying to like build that knowledge. But lately, I haven't been able to. It's a hobby for me. I want to grow this craft because I want to grow good weed.
Love it, yeah.
You know, but anyways, yeah, I do believe entrepreneurs, business owners have a type of responsibility, civil, social, whatever responsibility to the community, locally and at large. You know, I see where the government, state, you know, this is a very capitalistic. I mean, this is a capitalistic society, very much so, right? So much so that everything is counted on dollars. Everything is, you know, like there's no room for any extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Or even just nobody in business is actually thinking. Well, very few people are, but nobody in business is actually thinking. Okay, so we're making how much money? All right, cool. So how much money are we going to put into the issue of housing into our neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? Or how much are we going to do that into like, you know, social equity programs or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Or who are we teaming up with? Or nobody's actually like really saying that. They're just like more so checking off boxes to make sure their business is in a certain some sort of, I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna greenwash it enough. Yeah. We're gonna make a little socially conscious commercial. We're gonna
example.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, every business is gay this month.
Exactly.
Is your business gay this month?
I mean, everybody's gay. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we just. I don't give a fuck. I mean, no, shout out to my LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
but like,
for sure.
I'm not gonna do some crazy shit. I mean, we do want to like, we were talking about
support, celebrate.
Like, you know, funding a specific local organization that's like working with like youth. You know what I'm saying? At-risk youth or whatever, or just youth in general that are like, you know, with this. You know, so in this situation, so like, that's something that we are thinking about, but like internally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to like boast about it. I'm not trying to say this and that the other. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I think in general, you know.
Well, that's right. So just to use that as an illustration, it's like you can take the most authentic, loving approach to this month and celebrating June. Whereas at the same time, you could just be a company that goes, our logo is going to be a rainbow for this next period of time. Check. Meanwhile, nothing internally changes. Nothing, you know, it's like, it's not that we can point a finger or even differentiate. It's confusing out here. But I think you're right to go, no, it actually has to speak to there's something, I love that you use the spirit of, because like, no, at the soul of the entity, the core personality of the entity. So yeah, I might do a thing superficially, but that grows out of what's deep in the heart of the entrepreneur
Right.
and the business itself.
And for me, if anything, this, I'm not thinking about all the issues at the same time, and how I could,
Sure.
support it. I mean, I'm just trying to fucking pay my fucking bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to trap into, I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
good, and then I can do that. But no. But also real shit. There's obviously issues that I mean I know about and I'm in tune with or whatever. But this for me is a perfect opportunity to connect with those who are on the ground doing it right, and then just kind of like building that relationship like for the next month, like every month. You know what I'm saying? Like not just this month, but like actually like building those relationships and like being able to support like all year round versus like just this one day. But we're a new business. You know what I'm saying? Like this is our, we had a 1 year anniversary where we've been linking up with a lot of different organizations, like locally, like the neighborhood, all this stuff. It's great. But yeah, definitely would utilize these situations to build those bridges like more in the long term versus just throwing up a flag and saying that we're gay for the month or whatever the fuck. It's like whatever. Same thing as putting like a Black Lives Matter on the thing. Like we ain't got to say it, we about it.
That's
So,
right. Now, okay, so we're still in Tampa at this point in the story, and I don't know what you're at on timeline wise, but like, now you guys are in New York, so like, how's this happen?
Okay, so all right, so now we're between me, B, Dapo, Skyware, we're all like living in this like trap house commune that just it literally just it was like impromptu commune. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
that's right.
kids were born in the house. Two kids
Yeah.
were born in the house. We're not in it, but like during what I'm saying, TGH,
Yeah.
born in Tampa General, not in the house. You know what I'm saying? But
that did happen in that neighborhood a few times. There's like lady across the street, like I just had my baby in the living room. No joke,
shit,
but they planned on it. It wasn't an accident. They just
okay.
At home birth is a thing.
word. All right. But so doing that for a few years or whatever. My boy and his family, that unit, him, Sky, and their kids, Chirpa and Cherium, they were ready to have their own space. You know what I'm saying? They're like, we have a whole fucking trap. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't trying to put them in jeopardy. Like it's not the best fucking situation for kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, my viewers. Like very irresponsible things going on, but this is fucking life, yo. We're putting in situations where we gotta do what we gotta do, and you know what I'm saying. My dog still gotta do what he gotta do. We out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's reality. But at the end of the day, we're great fucking people, and that's what matters, right? Anyways, so so my dog was like, yeah, I need to, do his own thing. And, at this point, the business expanding to like, it's moving along, it's popping, and that also brings, the bigger the underground business becomes, the bigger the risk is, right? So, we didn't like, when you think of a trap, you think people going in and out of the house. We didn't go, nobody came to the house, we had a whole delivery system in place, and we had a whole messaging system. It was like a very sophisticated service that, if anything, superseded the current services that are in
oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure.
we had better quality, better customer service, and better like turnover time in delivery and everything than like Move, True Leave, or all these different dispensaries that start popping up. We were holding a shit down. Like we would steal their customers. You know what I'm saying? Like their employees knew about us and would buy from us. Like we were, and mind you, during the time that we moved into the lake house, the time that we left, I think it was like maybe 2 years. I think it was like 2017 to 2019, 2018, 2.5 years. In that time, we really built a name for ourselves, right? And we really like, we started, we got the hot dog cart. That was actually a game changer when we got the hot dog cart. So, B, she's a wonderful chef, wonderful cook, pastry chef, all that good stuff. But your boy over here, I threw down in the kitchen too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I remember I made a fucking honey ham for the Good Samaritan one time.
No joke.
You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so I was like, yo, I want to again create a fucking cool environment, create a cool space where people can smoke weed, buy weed, whatever the fuck, and get some fucking fire food. And I'm gonna infuse the motherfucking food, So we have cannabis oil, whatever that we make food with or whatever. But I got this hot dog cart, and I was doing Colombian hot dogs, my style. You know what I'm saying? I did my own recipe. I fucking did this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome. That shit was fire. Best, yo, I swear to God, everybody had it. They literally said best hot dog they ever had. I never had nobody that told me that. I don't know about you, but motherfuckers said that shit was gas.
Now,
That
did
shit
you
was-
you had just ordinary like a kid comes by and wants a hot dog, you had just I could just get me a straight up hot dog.
So we would yeah. So we would do events, cannabis events with the option of getting an infused or not.
But you're out
Right.
working on the street or whatever. Yeah, okay.
So so in order to be a legit business, because I was trying to build a food brand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yep.
at the same time, you know, like I had to get licensed under the commercial kitchen or whatever, and I ended up getting a license at fucking Food Town on 131st or whatever by University area in Soke City. You know what I'm saying? You know Food Town right there on 131st and fucking like 12th Street.
I know. Okay, I know of it. I know exactly where you're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's in
I don't
between
know well.
22nd. It's in between 22nd and 15th.
Yep.
And anyways, they allowed me to rent a space out there, and I was selling hot dogs, but I was also selling weed. That was, bro. I'm a hustler, but at the same time, I had it on me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if you want it, I'm gonna be. So I'm like cooking hot dogs, but I'm also smoking weed, yo. So one thing about me, I smoked weed wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like once I kind of felt comfortable myself in my you know, my weed lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? Like especially around people from church or you know,
I know
people
this
around,
spot.
like,
I know this
you know?
spot. This is like it's just like it looks like a meat market, right? Just like a
They got
it's an
they
old
got
gas
chicken.
station turned into like a meat market
Yeah.
or something. Okay.
Food Town. It's Food Town. It's Food Town. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn Food Town. Motherfucker Food Town.
With the crispy crunchy chicken inside. Yeah, okay.
Crispy country. You know, that's the hood spot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pull up there. I used to pull up there when I used to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's not that all good. So, you know, I'm not living there no more in the neighborhood, but fuck, I pull up there. My little homies that are now like, you know, they used to be 12. Now they're fucking 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? They pull up. They're trying to help me sell not weed, but they're trying to help me sell fucking the hot dogs. They're like out here like hustling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cool fucking little thing we got going on, you know? And you know, on the weekday, I'm selling hot dogs and selling weed to certain people in the neighborhood, you know, that I fuck with. And then on the weekends, we fucking having a fucking weed festival, community weed festival, selling infused hot dogs and shit, and really growing a big ass fucking following because our edibles, there was a void in the industry where nobody was making really good quality edibles. It was just like really non-hitting shit. Our shit hit, yo.
Yeah.
Like our shit, you know, was really good and it tastes good, and we had the events and this and that. So we're really building a brand for
It
ourselves.
was a really high end product. I mean, surprisingly high end, ridiculously high end. Like it was like, wow, this is fine dining style,
right?
Dessert.
Like just alone, the price alone will cover the actual products.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not the weed. Like add the weed. Oh shit, you know. So yeah, it's just good products all around, and of course our cannabis is good, and you know we have and we just have a whole menu that we're providing at this point. I'm talking about 7 strains, 10 strains of different types of weed, like 4 or 5 different types of edibles, gummies, fucking passion fruit drinks, maracuyá, sour sap de guanábana, the fucking we had an arroz con leche drink. It was like we made arroz con leche, we infused the milk and we bottled the milk and added little pieces of rice in it for texture. Ooh, that shit fire, dog. Anyways, bro, this is like next level shit. This is like you put 2 creatives in the kitchen and you add weed. What?
Yeah.
This is Candyland, bro. This was
do you
fishing with dynamite.
Do you also have a lot of those products in your shop?
Yes, but we have a small kitchen. We like borrow a kitchen right now,
Okay.
You know it's like minimal stuff, but we have a certain line of products that we just like knock out, and like we don't have any time.
You dialed it in. You dialed it into like the
exactly.
the
Back
right
then,
one.
we you know our you know now our flow's crazy. You know
well, your
crazy,
volumes changed tremendously, and right.
Where back then it was like it was a lot, but it ain't shit. You know
It was also like
now,
a hobby.
You know?
Like, oh, we're just in here trying to get creative. You're artists.
At first though, but when we were really like going ham, we were we were also like kind of thinking of like a set menu.
Lock it in.
You know, to lock it in. But anyways, so moving forward. Oh, excuse me, man. This shit. Whew. Oh fuck.
No,
Anyways, this shit. You see that donut right there?
I do.
That's called a hash hole, my friend. Only the real smokers know what the fuck is going on. So if y'all looking and you know what this is, salute to you. And if you don't know what this, get with the program, my friend. Hash hole with asshole. All right, so at this point, my boy, he finds a spot, he moves out, and then now at the lake house, me and B, we're going ham. We hire like 3 more employees. We like deck out the rooms into like storage, fucking computer, answering messages. Like we'll get like, on our slowest day it'll be like 12 people, on our busiest day it'll be like 70 people, 60, like type shit, a day. I'm talking about, we'll do meetups in different like locations, and like, yeah, dog, we'll have like 10 people pull up. We'll have a line outside the goddamn Krispy Kreme, and not be Krispy Kreme. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. It was super cool. Really got to our height and shit, and we were like, wow, we really have something going on, and the system we have is really becoming something where, if something changes legally in Florida, we could implement this, get the right funding, get the right people behind us, and really implement this and continue the brand in Florida, and really could do scale it up, and with all this type of like the spirit of, what I'm saying,
That's right.
That mentality of like social, what I'm saying, moving forward with this business, and it was a beautiful thing. And then fucking George Floyd, rest in peace, fucking, he died, and a fucking piece of shit cop, all that whole shit happened, and protests along the city, and that, fucking Tampa was lit, Tampa was crazy. We were bystanders in all of it, we was kind of just looking back. I mean, I did some donuts in the parking lot in my truck.
You know what I'm saying? Out of the mall.
Yeah, at the mall. I was at the mall. I was like,
well, by the way, I came out, but I was more like, my bike shop's about to get burned down. I had people, so I was at home. I didn't even know it was going down.
Right, yeah.
This is a day or two later. I got a bike shop there. I'm at home just chilling. I don't even have news. I don't know what's going on. My phone starts blowing up. Yo, are you okay? Is your bike shop okay? I'm like, what you mean? Like, yo, get online and look. So I go on.
And I'm out here about to burn that bitch down.
and I'm like, oh, it's going down at the mall. So I check my little security cameras. Bike shop looks fine because it's on the front of the mall.
On the other side,
my shop's on the back, which I'm like, y'all didn't know you could walk around the mall, but like everybody's out front, both sides of foul.
Dude, and that's a neighborhood I've spent the past
forever.
10 years
This is where
you know what I'm saying, or whatever the fuck, right? And I see people I fucking know. I see my friends I be smoking weed on the corner with. I see everybody I be chilling with. I'm like, yo, we out tonight?
Well, and tell me this, because it was kind of an amazing combination of part riot, part party, major part party. It's a huge party,
again,
and then a conflict with the police.
I get goosebumps even just talking about this. This is yet another moment in my life where again I felt real community.
Yeah.
And when you talk about community, you it's a roller coaster. It's ups and downs. It's this and that. So much situation that community faces, and I've been honored to be, in these communities as a guest, as a friend, as a neighbor, as all these. I'm not from Tampa, I'm from Miami. You know what I'm saying? I moved to Tampa when I was 18. But from 18 up until a few years ago, you know what I'm saying, for the past like 9 years, or before I left, it's really been a part of my life, and just growing, loving, crying, just laughing, hustling, just everything in between. And then to see that and see, like what the fuck is up, it was, I don't know. Everybody has their own like idea of it or whatever, but like, through my eyes, through my perception, I saw something different, Of course I saw anger, it was crazy, this and that, of course there's a lot of crazy, crazy shit,
It was both and. It really was. It was like,
but it was beautiful.
And it was in waves. It was in waves all through the night. It was incredible.
It was very beautiful, and yeah, it's something crazy. And all this while, the only reason why we even saw that was going on is because we're delivering weed to somebody into New Tampa.
That's how okay, so right.
You know what I'm saying? And on the way back, I'm like, let's stop by, you know what I'm saying? And we just, and we just saw, and they just saw everything. And then I saw Champs get looted, and I'm like, whoa, I got some videos. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It was just a crazy time, and then they started implementing the curfews and everything, this and that. And we really like had to be careful. And, luckily we had like a Lyft sign out front, and, we're like doing Uber Eats or whatever the fuck.
Oh, in your car?
And, yeah. So, we still try to do it, but we got busy, we was running, bro. Those times was running out everywhere, And one of those protests, and I remember the protest because everybody went to damn Franklin Street and started to like fucking because the owner of that fucking that
Oh,
bar on
that
Franklin,
restaurant. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
restaurant. I forgot the guy's
I
name.
forget his name
Fucking,
too.
he's part of a restaurant group that
All
owns
those
the restaurant
text
in front of it.
messages or something like that got
He
released.
no, he got tweeted saying that anybody goes to this shit that he's gonna kill. And then he had like half of all the young people. Like I'm talking about, like this group was young. They came out there and like was like, oh fuck you. And they was like, oh chilling this and that. But yo, nobody did anything. Nobody was like, honestly, I thought the more was gonna happen. I thought she was gonna get lit. You know, I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna throw the first brick? You know, but you know, I was. Yo, it's crazy, you know. It's you know, it's just crazy, you know, because fuck that guy, you know, that's fucking crazy. But it's like, yeah, it was just like the most calmest protest I've ever seen in my life, and nothing ends up happening. You know what I'm saying? People like just kind of like walk around or whatever for a good little minute. Um, I'm also like doing deliveries. I'm riding around this and that. Pop in, oh they're over here, whatever the fuck, you know. Um, anyways, you know, people exercising their right, taking up the street, yelling, you know, about an issue and shit like that, you know. Angry young people, angry millennials. That's what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to figure out what the fuck, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and how the fuck could you, you know,
Hmm.
and in the middle of, you know, delivering and this and that and being around the downtown area because you know we're always in the downtown area. That's what we do. That's where we meet up. This and that. On our way back to the lake house, there was a undercover cop that followed us down Nebraska Avenue, and at first I was like, "Oh shit!" There's, I think that's a that's a DT undercover behind us, you know, and you know, I got weed in the car. You know what I'm saying? I also got a fucking machete because I just ride around with a machete, just in case you need to cut some vines and shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't call me Tarzan for nothing, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I got a lot of shit on me that is just my regular shit that's like normal and legal to have on me. But you know, in a moment like that, they could just use that against you for any fucking way. So I'm like, I'm sweating. You know, I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers behind us are gonna fuck with us. Like, who are they? I see big, four big white dudes in the car, Bubba looking motherfuckers, and I see a computer in the middle of it. You know, and it was like a brand new Toyota or some shit, some type of Hyundai or some shit, and I wasn't sure if it was either like undercover or just like random people or counter protesters or somebody, you know, something like that, you know. And I'm like, I make a right onto Fort Nebraska, and they make a right. I make a left onto 12. They
Keep
make a
talking.
left. You feel me? And we're like going through the blocks, and I'm realizing, yo, these motherfuckers are following us because I know for damn sure they ain't from around here. I know for damn sure, you know what I'm saying? They on this block for you know just to fucking kick it back, you know, them fucking bubble looking motherfuckers. So um, they uh they follow us and they keep following us to the neighborhood. They follow us to the crack spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know for damn sure they, you know what I'm saying? Like type shit. So I'm like, all right, bet. I start accelerating. I haul ass through checkers. I do this whole like thing through checkers,
That's
whatever. They
Nebraska and Nebraska right there. Yep.
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
I haul ass. I try to lose them. I get back on Taliaferro on that perimeter
Yep.
road,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, oh, I bet I lost them, bro. They came out of nowhere, like almost hitting us, like going behind us and shit like that, like honking, like all sorts of shit, like making like without their lights. They had no lights on. This is an unmarked car with no fucking lights on. I was doing the fucking thing, like crazy as shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't know, that shit just fucking it's wild. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Sure.
look, other than our regular, you know, shit as far as like giving access to folks, you know, to quality cannabis, you know what I'm saying? We did nothing illegal. We was peeping game. If anything, we're making sure that everybody was safe. You know what I'm saying? At least that's my mentality when I'm in any of these protests, you know what I'm saying? Or near it or driving through, you know what I'm saying? Kind of pulling up to the side and you're kind of like scoping out the area, making sure it's all good. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like ain't nothing legal about that. You know what I'm saying? They just want everybody to go home and stop fucking yelling at because them cops want to go home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
Right.
don't want to be out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about the situation. So you know, it's just and it creates a very violent situation on the protesters. So you know, us as the individuals we are, you know, we want to make sure everything's safe. You know, and at least record it if anything happens, or be there. You know what I'm saying? Like pull up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. More bodies with that mentality is the better. You know, my opinion, especially for situations, safety for everybody. You know. That being said, the motherfuckers started following us. Da da da. We get into this car chase. They had no lights on. They and at this point, I really don't know if they're cops or not. Because if they're cops,
You still don't know.
dude, at this point, I was actually more sure that they weren't cops because they're chasing us with no lights on.
Yeah.
I've never seen a cop do that before.
Well, and Tampa's got laws about chases too. Like there's a lot of this, like you ain't supposed to chase even. Like it's very, they do it, but there's a lot of rules about it.
Dude,
And they ain't supposed to be doing
and
that
they
shit.
were honking at us, and they were like, they had maybe their windows down and yelling. Like I'm telling you, they're like, I'm talking about some guys like, yeah, like let's get it, like bro. Some weird shit, man.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, I'm about to get in a shootout with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, yo, my life is about to get into, my life was in danger. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
My shit's going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And bro, we're in my truck and we're hauling ass in Tampa Heights, putting everybody in danger. You know? And I'm thinking these motherfuckers are out here to kill us. You know? Because ain't nobody trying to talk to me. Ain't nobody trying to do anything. They're literally trying to run us off the road. They're trying to do some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I got to protect me and my lady. You know what I'm saying? Me and my girl. You know what I'm saying? B. It was me and her. So, fucking, we go through Robles Park. And just driving, hauling ass erratically the way we were, driving through Robles Park, we could pick up like 5 more marked cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know? At this point, I didn't realize we picked them up. I'm just trying to get the fuck, trying to do some maneuvers and get out of the way and make sure this motherfucker not behind us and call the cops or whatever the fuck. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck. Maybe not call the cops, but you know what I'm saying? Like whatever the fuck, And I turn onto MLK and I go over the meeting and I go straight to that Chevron and I fucking put that bitch in park. And I'm like about to confront these motherfuckers. I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't running no more. You know what I'm saying? At this point, And I'm put into that shit and as soon as I look back, yo, that fucking undercover had his lights on. The motherfucking, all the goddamn fucking cops were just hauling ass to my truck, hand on gun, reaching to like almost opening my door type shit, like rushing, dog. And my whole shit was like, oh fuck, they coming to fucking bust my ass up. And I just put that shit in drive, boy, and I just fucking hauled ass. And let me tell you, dog, my body never felt so cold in its fucking life. My body was prepared to have a bullet in its back. You know what I'm saying? My shit was like, I get goosebumps even talking about it, man, because motherfucking cops like to shoot when you drive off. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you get your fucking ass beat or get shot right then and there, or you get shot up on the way out. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to say that you drive around them over or whatever. So my main thing of thinking in my moment, like I'm like, I'm like just like I'm like you're trying to like get us down or whatever, and just trying to drive off and like keep stability on the fucking truck. And then we got chased into fucking Seminole Heights, ran through a bunch of different shits, came to dead ends, almost went to a ditch, had to reverse, running around. My girl B, she's having a fucking stroke over here, hands locked up, and she's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's a crazy fucking situation, man. Very traumatizing too, man. And if we ain't doing nothing wrong, it was completely legal, you know what I'm saying? For what? They just at that time they was out here hounding. You know what I'm saying? Right. They was out here just like, who the fuck, where the fuck, how the fuck? I mean, there's reports of them following people as far as like 10 miles to their house. You know what I'm saying? And while we weren't really involved in all that, we just kind of like happened upon it amongst us delivering shit around, like just doing our hustling. Because at this point in our life, we were so focused on our brand and building our shit and giving access to our members that we weren't worried about activism. We weren't worried about protests. We weren't worried about that shit because that brings heat. That brings too many, you know what I'm saying? The police are following you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm good off that. And also I'm coming my way that I feel like I can support the community in this way is also through entrepreneurship and kind of going through that realm. I've done put my work into these streets, boots on the ground, you feel me? So at this point, I'm coming to a stance of like, I need to get away from the boots on the ground and, we out here, you know what I'm saying, being a body out there. And more so, I need to figure out what's going to make building this platform and what's going to make me the biggest platform in order to do what I need to do and help what I need to help or support, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like, where we're at right now. So in the point of the story. So, getting caught up in the crossfire type of shit, with the protest and, us delivering and us being out and about, these cops were fucking with us. and we was just hauling ass. Da da da. Long story short, we lost them. Your boy out here fucking skirting. You know what I'm saying? Corvette. You feel me? And we got away. They ended up at the lake house, posted up like a motherfucker, like waiting for us to go back that night. Um, my boy,
So they knew
my
where you
boy,
were. They knew where you lived. Oh,
yeah,
they
cause
run your plates. It's
they run
yeah,
the
it's all
plate. They run
yeah,
the
yeah,
plate.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Which is another rookie mistake. You know what I'm saying? If you, anybody out here, if you're ever dealing drugs or whatever, do not have anything under information, your license or whatever, to where you keep anything.
Yeah.
Trapping 101. Anyways, it's just best to keep safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you are going to do things, keep things separate. But nonetheless, that was something that, and also the lake house, we were very tied into there. You know what I'm saying? We were very like, there's various things that were tied into there without even thinking we're gonna get that busy into, you know what I'm saying? We didn't think we were gonna grow into that position where
Just
we're like,
pop
oh yeah,
up.
we
Yep.
employees, everything popping off. You know what I'm saying? Like we really blew up within a year type shit. Like shit was growing immensely within like 4 months. You know what I'm saying? At a time type shit. Like big growth. Um, so there's like some things that we kind of left like that. Anyways, they're at the house waiting for us, this and that. Our neighbors like FaceTiming us, and there's like DTs undercovers all over that motherfucker, and it put us, pushed it in perspective that, well, we're fucked. Because not that we had so much inside the house, but we're in a point where we're transitional, we're very busy, but now we're like, people have, there's like eyes on us or whatever the fuck, and it's just for us, we now we're like, well, now we can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now we gotta, fucking figure this shit out. We have all this clientele, all these people who fuck with us, all these members, whole community that really like fucks with us like heavily, and now we gotta do something different. So that kind of fucked with us for a minute, and we got with a lawyer, and he helped us. He was like stood outside the lake house while we like, cleaned out the house, moved all this shit. Like over the next week, I had a couple homies driving around making sure fucking TPD wasn't like posted up on the corner, like trying to build a strategy to raid us. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit while we were able to like safely and peacefully like kind
So
of
nobody ever got in the house. You were able to get back in there a few days later and kind of clean everything out.
The next day,
Nice.
we live next to the police station. The next fucking day, we went down to my lawyer's crib. We my lawyer's shit. We told him what's up, and he went with us. And while we cleaned out the crib, while we packed our clothes, while we moved shit, while we got a van and all this shit, he stood outside with ready to call me if anybody were to pull up. And cops did pull up to the light, but they never batted an eye towards us. And to
there's
me,
always
they
cops around there. Yeah.
exactly. They knew they was wrong. That's why they didn't do shit. That's why there's no warrant out. There's no this and that. There's nothing got called. Nobody, nothing. Because they knew they put our lives in danger because they wanted to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Because, they, the powers that be can't be told what their system is flawed. You know what I'm saying? What they do is wrong. And, while we didn't do anything, we didn't break any damage, we didn't do anything, like, shit, we definitely do stand for that. And we got caught in the crossfire of that, you know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers literally made it life threatening just for even I don't know, because we were in the area where it was happening, right? So just for being in the vicinity of something that calls them out on shit or whatever the fuck, could have your life in danger. They literally make it life threatening in there. So anyways, we moved out of the crib. We had our lawyer on point, make sure, anything. We were ready to like confront anything. We were ready, like, if there anything were to happen, we're like, we want to, hell yeah, the fuck, y'all motherfuckers did this. Y'all, I know it was you. The fuck?
Right.
I literally thought I was gonna get into a fucking shootout, yo, up until I parked and looked back and seen lights finally on this goddamn fucking car. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers. And, so I was ready. I don't know, man. Like, whatever y'all want to do. Y'all want to fucking, sure, whatever. I still be down. Fuck. Good. Motherfuckers like me should have fucking licenses. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all need to get on point. But anyways, that's for another discussion. But, so I was ready, but nothing ever happened. you know, and we kind of like stayed in friends' houses for a month. We kind of like felt like, you know what I'm saying, we're like fugitives, but we're not really being fugitives. We just got assaulted by the goddamn police department. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's in a way it felt sucked. It sucked because I that was horrible, and I'm still got PTSD from that shit, man. Cops get behind me, bro. I'm like, I'm fucking like, bro, I get crazy, man. I'm like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, and it always been like that, but now it's even worse, you know. And fuck, I'm good off that, you know. But yeah, fam. So a few months later, I wanted to go to LA. So I wanted to be more involved in the industry and um, be able to be near the source, be near other OGs in the game, and really like figure out what's up with this cannabis industry and take it to the next level. Because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. What we did in Tampa, what we did in Miami too, because we was both in Miami and Tampa. What we did in Florida was beautiful, and we did a lot of cool shit for the culture.
Yeah.
And it we were risky. You know what I'm saying? We were ballsy for doing a lot
You
of shit
guys
that
were
we did.
ballsy as hell. I mean, you did. I mean, I still don't know of events like the events you guys threw. Like you just threw these
That,
massive markets, and I mean, we tabled at some of them. It was like real amazing events. You guys rented out entire spaces, and like they were built around the culture. And I still don't see that stuff.
right. Well, yeah. So they definitely. So we threw the first event. They call it little pop ups or sessions or
Yeah.
little cannabis festivals or markets or whatever. And we threw the first one in Tampa. It's been going on in Florida for like a few years prior, in Miami specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a thing. It's a culture that's actually in Cali because with the medical legalization since the '90s, Cali's been having these markets that are still legal, but you like gifted or if you have a card, then you can like purchase it and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Florida just started doing that, but just did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
regardless, and we did the first one in Tampa, in actually on Columbus Street, in like 40th, around there. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So straight Tampa shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we was in there. One of the homies that has a warehouse, a shirt pressing place there, which is also our neighbor too at the time. Um, Let us do our first event there, and she was like a success, man. We had like fucking 300 people there. Fucking, my mom cooked the picadillo for the fucking, and we infused. She didn't know, but we infused it, and we like served it, sold it. Like, yeah, it was fire. It was fire. No, shout out to Mama Dukes. You know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
I can't believe you're all along. I was like, Mama's gonna die. You can't. She's just like, she said, I told him
No.
it's okay. So she saw me one day. She's like, I told him it's okay. You smoke a little weed. That's okay. It's not a big deal. You just can't worship it. It's not your God. Like,
She still says that to me. I think she said that to me yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to God, cause she be FaceTiming me, and
yeah.
I'd be like, "What up, mama?" I'd be like, "Oh shit, what up, mama?" Like, I'd be on my phone, and then I'd be green. I'd be like, "Oh shit," she'd be like, "Kind of smoke," and she's like, "Look, Mikey, you know what I'm saying? You tell me that."
I love your
Nah,
mom
but
so much.
yeah, no, man. God bless her. So, she's awesome. But so yeah, we did some cool ass shit, and anyways, I'm like, yo, at this point, we're like living at a friend's house, whatever, and we're trying to figure out the next move because we just got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole shit's crazy. We don't know where's gonna go, this and that, and you know, um, and once we realized we're in the clear because nobody fucking looking for us, except at night. You know what I'm saying? They probably just wanted to catch us in the streams, beat our fucking ass. Honestly, see if there was anything in the car or whatever,
Yep.
anything they could charge us with or whatever the fuck. Um, but yeah, so once that was cleared out, like a month and a half later, um, LA was an option for me at least. B was like, oh, I want to go to the Northeast. We landed on Boston because Boston's legal, and I can
Mm.
grow and I could like, you know, kind of continue what I'm doing. Maybe not sell cannabis, but at least do some events and get involved with someone who is, and just kind of network, do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And oh no, my bad. I'll clean up that later. Life of a smoker, dog. There's ash everywhere. I mean, not everywhere, but when you smoke, that baby. I gotta clean up this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit got ash. I'm talking ash flying over here. You know what I'm saying? my ashtray is full. I mean, we smoke big blunts, so big ash. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so Boston was the idea for a good week. It lasted. Then B, she loves New York. Excuse me. Fuck. Hold on. B, she loves New York, right? So she she like looked it up and was like, "Yo, when the fuck is New York gonna get legal?" And she realized that the only reason why it wasn't fucking legal because it already got on the ballot to vote or whatever, and it already passed. The only thing that wasn't legal is because fucking COVID. Or it wasn't legal yet. It was ready to get passed, but it just hasn't been pushed through because of COVID.
Yeah,
But everybody said
mm-hmm.
everything was ready to go. Everybody was like, "Yep, we're gonna legalize it." Everybody, all the politicians, everybody was ready with it, but it just no more meetings and all that shit. So it got pushed over, and we're like, New York, and I was like, "Fuck, hell yeah, fuck it, New York, New York." If that is the case, like my whole thing is like the industry. I want to be in the industry. I want to be right there where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? At least in this point, you know. So I'm like, where if we can get there at a time where shit is just getting started and we could just get started too or over there, you know, and then why the fuck not? And fuck, we moved over here in July 6th, 2020. And I am at that point I had just turned 28. My birthday, yeah, I'm not my birthday. My birthday is fucking yeah. I just turned 28. You know what I'm saying? I hate motherfuckers be hitting me up on my birthday. Hey, my birthday. I'm like, motherfucker, you won't hit me up ever. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I don't give a fuck about birthdays. But yeah, so we came here July 6th, you know, right after my birthday, and fucking stayed in the Airbnb. We packed up everything in U-Haul. Fucking took my dogs, the truck, wow, the truck that we fucking ran from the cops. Took them up. I ain't dropping that bitch off anywhere if I ain't done that wrong and these bitches ain't looking for me. Well, then fuck that. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, but it's not over there because, you know, fuck them, man. I'm good off that. You know, I'm chilling. So we go to fucking New York City. Airbnb has that cool little monthly discount. Fucking still wildly expensive. But you know, we go out there with some dough and shit, you know, some little thing, you know what I'm saying? Little savings, you know, to hold us down for a little bit. Moved to New York, we got a Airbnb for a month, you know what I'm saying, near Prospect Park, fire ass spot. Shit was popping, bumping in the middle of fucking summer. Um, and you know, all that good shit. So it was just a great time, man. A great just refresh fucking, you know what I'm saying, environment. New York was fucking beautiful. We lived right across the street from Prospect Park when we got there, so we were able to walk the dogs to the park every day. And motherfuckers playing the cello when I got there Tuesday morning. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy. That's fucking New York, you know? Oh, boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? And somebody trumpet and fucking tuba and shit. I never seen a goddamn tuba in a fucking like you know what I'm saying like so out and wild and free like that, and it's beautiful, you know, it's crazy. So that was just beautiful experience, and you know at this point I'm like, well, I ain't doing, you know, I'm not doing anything, you know what I'm saying. Um, you know, as far as like, you know, the members and shit like that, I kind of handed that off to kind of homie because, you know, he was able to be available and he kind of just did his thing with it. And it's dwindled out a lot, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was really fucking with us. Shit was different. Customer service was off. Not fucking with us anymore. My homie was late everywhere. It just fucking sucked, you know? So it's like the business in Tampa was like dying out and just wasn't, you know, we were transitioning, you know, we moved to New York. That's it.
Hard
It's
to
done.
do if you're not in town, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Florida's done for, you know? And so now we're over here, and I'm kind of like, I'm gonna get a job, and B's like, I'm gonna do food recipe development, and you know, like document it and blog it and whatever. And you know, we're kind of betting on that to make us money. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we're done. You know what I'm saying? We're in New York now. Let's figure this shit out. We could network. We could get cool content out here. Kind of just build this shit. You know, it's the next hustle, I guess you could say, right? Deep down inside, I knew we wasn't done.
Yeah.
I just say that shit. You know, it's been like 4 times we've been done with this business, you know. First time was when we were in the lake house and we started the CBD business, and we thought that was our ticket out of the trap or the game or whatever. and we put all our money into building the business, like 80 racks, and it just wasn't making us money. It makes the money that we thought we were gonna make. And guess what? We had to sell weed again. It is what it is, you know. But it is the learning experience. You know what I'm saying? You get hype about something and you go on in and well, really you gotta hold it down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be logic about shit. How are you gonna make money while you do this? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna pay your fucking bills? How are you gonna budget shit out? You have a business plan. You gotta really do go through the whole the formal shit of running a business before you really hop into it. Otherwise, you'll go broke real quick. Um, you'll go broke already without all that shit. With all that shit, you know what I'm saying? You'll go really quick without a plan and a formal way to look at business. If you have no experience, get somebody that does, or learn that shit your fucking self. But it is very necessary, from my own experience. I have very little experience like in school. Like I was in high school in business classes. You know what I'm saying? I built business plans and shit like that as a teenager in high school, and then also like did light shit like management, business principles of business in like HEC. Super stupid light shit. You need more fucking schooling in this shit. Honestly, like holy shit,
no,
it's
we are
fucking
not.
sucks.
We are not taught the tools. That's right,
dude. It is. I wish I had more. I mean, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I want to take more classes in business. Because it's necessary. So much that I would need to learn. I'm learning just by hands-on shit that I wish I would learn already. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking more time out of my just to fucking handle goddamn QuickBooks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you feel me? Or let alone like filing a S corp, or how to fucking run taxes a certain way, shit like that, shit like that. That I wish I really would even know how to ask those questions to the right people, right? Just that alone, that's a skill in itself. Anyways, being over here, a month goes by, we get another spot. Another month goes by, we're in Brooklyn. Then we like are literally like our day. So I only lasted one day at my job, right? It was a crisis center. I did a call center, crisis center from some like, I don't know, just like some dude that answers phone, whatever, people in crisis, all sorts of shit. But it was remote, which was cool because I was ready to have a blunt like this while I'm like on the phone like this. But there's a person looking at me like you're looking at me right now through the computer while I do this. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't smoke. There was no like, as soon as for me, the pace of it was too much. It was like, yo, I'm gonna look at you, talk to these people, and I'm gonna type to you what you need to say or how to do it, or whatever. And that's how they do it, And then literally while you're writing up the documenting the summary or whatever, you have like 20 seconds to document it, and it's like beep, 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 next call, boop, and it's like, oh shit, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. Like, bro, it is a
and they're
factory.
all crisis.
All crisis, dog.
Nah, bro.
I'm talking about, bro. I was worn out the first day. I didn't even get to a crisis call. I was like, oh, that's how you write it. All right, we were on break and I never came back. They still owe me $100 for the hours I put in that day. I haven't even cashed it in. Hell no. Nah. Actually,
I skipped out on some checks too. I'd be like, I'm out. I ain't going back.
Yeah, it's not worth trying to figure that out. I mean, it is worth it, but whatever. Anyways, so I was like, fuck that shit. We're in our second month of the Airbnb here, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I can't do it. B's working on her shit, and I was like, we need if that's going to be our money maker, we need to pay the bills. So immediately I was like, all right, well, I'm going to take our life savings and start this shit right back over again. You know what I'm saying? So I took it to Colorado, try to run it back again. And you know what I'm saying? Put all the eggs in one basket, and that shit got lost in transport, and lost a lot of fucking money. Like,
yeah, I saw that in the Times story, man. It was just like, put our life savings down and just lost it. How's that feel?
Fucking crazy. I felt stupid. I felt like two things. I felt like a goddamn rookie. You know what I'm saying? Because, all right, here's the thing. It wasn't necessarily a rookie mistake. You know what I'm saying? It really was that I trusted somebody. My rookie mistake to me was I trusted somebody to see shit through that I should have saw shit through. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, shit got fucked up. and you know what I'm saying, while that relationship is, like not like I'm not fucking with it or whatever, it's either like I do something crazy or I just move on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I've gone that back in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? It's only made me, really fucking go harder
Yeah.
because once I lost that, we really had nothing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had next month's rent. you
Mhm.
know, and that really could have started a business. That really could have done all sorts of shit. And because my ass wanted to just do what I thought was what I was good at, what we usually did, what we just came from. Um, I went ahead and just fucked around and lost everything. Uh, B didn't give me shit for it. You know, she was actually like, I don't know, in some weird way, I feel like she kind of like was confident in me that we'll get it back. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of like,
That's
all right,
crazy.
well, we ain't now we really gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
That
We
was a
now we really
question
in
I
it.
had. Like, damn, how was that? How did that conversation go? But man, that's
This
incredible.
was
Thank God
yo,
for
this was
that.
the smoothest life savings losing I've ever lost in my life.
You've had a few. You've had a few.
I've man, I wish I could say numbers. I don't want to say numbers. Um, but fuck. Let's
Wow,
just say,
man.
let's just say what I've lost in this game since I started 6 years ago, I could buy a fucking nice fucking house with.
Wow.
Um, you
Wow.
know, and that's also saying like I'm not even living lavishly, dude. I live in like a decent little shitty 1 bedroom apartment in the hood.
You
You know what I'm
learn to
saying? Brooklyn, that's my luxury.
you
You know what
learn
I'm
to
saying? I'm out
brush it
here doing my
off,
thing.
right?
It really there's a lot of L's in this game, man. It
Mhm.
really is. But it's because it's not regulated and it's not get
Yeah.
it's the people who are running these the entrepreneurs who are running these businesses don't have the same access and resources that other business owners have, and that literally fucks us up. And it's big ass big ass risks with decent rewards or whatever the fuck. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? At least my case, it's been huge risks with like paycheck to paycheck rewards or like living whatever comfortable reward.
Mhm.
I ain't gotta worry about a paycheck. That's for me. That's comfortable. That's rich. If I ain't got no nice cars, I ain't got a nice crib or whatever. And then if I do it, cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like this has only got me like to live what I would call a decent, comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? Without any luxuries. The only luxury that to me is like have we don't go shopping, but the only luxury I have is to smoke weed, the best weed I can find, and to eat the best food I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I
you
see,
know,
bro. I've been seeing you eating it up too, man. You've been posting some stuff online. You went to Salt Bay or whatever.
yeah.
How cool is
So
that?
that was a great experience. It was fire. My homeboy he put me onto that shit. He was like, "Yo, let's go to Yesal Bay." He just opened up his new restaurant yesterday.
Is it
And I'm
there?
like, he has two restaurants here in New York. He
Mm,
opened up the second one in the meatpacking district. And we put up there, and he was out there feeding everybody. And he got to our table. My boy ordered the golden steak.
I
I
see.
just ordered the a fucking I don't even know what the fuck I ordered. Honestly, they're more in tune with that fucking rich
Yeah,
people shit.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I want a churrasco with sazon on it and with rice and beans.
Uh-huh.
Well done. You know what I'm saying? Them bitches eat that shit raw like a goddamn vampire. I'm like, hell no. They say it got flavor. I say it tastes like ground beef. You know.
uh-huh.
And whatever. It was good. It was good either way. I mean, it once I got past the
But that makes
texture,
sense, man. That is luxury, but it's
right?
not. Yeah, it's not large. It's not like, oh, I'm out here living large, but I get a good meal once again. I smoke a big
Yeah, I
plug.
had a little splurge. You
I
know what I'm
do all
saying?
right.
I haven't gone on vacation in a while because we've been grinding and trying to maintain really. Um, but it's nice to be in a position better than I was before when I left my job. I haven't worked for anybody since 2017.
Man, it's such an so a couple things. One, I'm gonna probably need to go take my wife out for date night here soon. And but
We're
I
almost wrapped
also
up. I
know
got you.
I need to, but I also know like you guys got there, you've opened up brick and mortar storefront. I remember when you called me like, hey, I need you to write this. You need to tell this landlord we're good people or whatever.
Oh, shit, I called you for that?
You
Oh,
did,
shit,
yeah. I sent a letter to
that's
the
lit.
landlord or whatever. And it was like, okay, we need to get up in here. Just kind of like, how do you get from this part of the story to like, and then I'm curious, like to me, I feel like even how did this article come to be? And so I know there's a lot to tell in there. So by the way, we do a round two. If that's what you're like, yo, I got book another 2 hours because that's a story. Let's go. But I don't want to miss this.
I can make it one shot.
Okay.
I can. If I fucking don't die, I'm just fucking asshole. I can make it in the shot. I'm just put my water right quick.
All right.
So we finally make it to Bushwick after spending 5 days. We look at 5 apartments a day, every single fucking day, until we land at a spot where they don't check for taxes. They don't care about, because we don't have any of that, right? Not taxes, but pay stubs and shit like that. Yeah. We pay taxes. Yeah. So all that shit, right? And the landlord was cool. So, and on top of that, we were in a fucking neighborhood that was mad Ecuadorian. And I'm fucking half Ecuadorian, you know what I'm saying? And like mad South American, Mexican, like tacos everywhere. Bro, it's fucking lit. And on top of that, look, it's gentrified as shit, unfortunately. But like, it's also like a little punk rockery, a little ratchet, which I'm like, it's kind of like me a little bit. I'm not punk rocker, but like, I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very Americanized, you know what I'm saying? I'm down with a fucking coffee, you know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I come from a South American background, you know what I'm saying? A South American ass family, you know what I'm saying? So like, for me, I'm like, I couldn't, you know, but obviously like
life or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the gentrifying shit, you know, I got my own, you know, like, fuck all that shit. It's a certain way as a business owner as well to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just, all of Brooklyn's, it's really different, you know what I'm saying? Tampa, we see it Tampa now, you know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing Tampa, you know, from 2012 all the way to like 2019 or 2020, and it's been crazy. Brooklyn is that times 5, you know what I'm saying?
No, I was by the way, I spent a summer in Philly, and there's this gentrifying area called Fishtown next to Kensington, which is a neighborhood that we stayed and worked in, and they called it New Boston. Not just because it was gentrifying, but because everybody in Boston was pouring over. But then like Brooklyn, Boston, all these neighborhoods got known, like the Northeast kind of like figured this out. Like whatever we ended up seeing, it's like that's where it started, right? Like some of those kind of New England neighborhoods and things like that.
Right.
Go on. Sorry.
Anyways, so we moved to this area, and it's just like, hell yeah, you know, there's Ecuadorian restaurant over here, I see my dogs hanging out in the corner. I'm like, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? People playing loud ass music. Like, it's a beautiful summer day. Everybody's on about the tempo of the neighborhood's like popping. It's fucking reggaeton playing. I fucking love it. I'm like, I'm home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in Hialeah, dog. That shit's lit. Like, motherfucker be jamming that shit till like 5 in the morning. Dog. I grew up with that shit. I do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, once we saw the neighborhood and once we saw the spot, we're like, yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. We're going to move over here. You know? Do we have to move in here? Long story short, we stay in this bitch for a whole motherfucking winter, not venturing anywhere, but just kind of staying indoors and trying to kind of like, you know, I'm making friends with like my homie who owns, you know, who runs the taco spot around the corner. Yep. I'm making friends with homies around the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, I'm like giving people free weed. I'm like, yo, this is gas, you know, check it out, you know? Because I also came to New York with a bunch of fucking my own personal shit, like basically everything, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, I had just stocked up before all that shit happened, before we left. So when all that shit happened, I had so much of my shit, you know what I'm saying? Like personal shit, but also shit that I wanted other people to try and shit I want to put on the menu and all that shit. I came over with myself and I was just smoking on it. But for me, it was a good way to like network with people. I'm like, oh, you smoke? Here, check this out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like, it just helped me, you know, get around. And long story short, once the fucking spring came, goddamn New York legalized weed. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was a crazy fucking thing. And I already got getting in tune with the people in the neighborhood and this and that. And, you know, the taco truck dudes just said that he going to open up another taco spot with his cousin around the corner on the busy avenue. And I'm like, busy avenue? He's like, yeah, around the corner right here. I was like, all right, bet. So when we got legalized and I started hanging out on the busy avenue on Wyckoff Avenue, which is like a very like a, it's like a strip. It's like 7th Avenue. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like a Howard, South Howard, Howard Avenue. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Whereas everything's just on
Lots
that
of
street.
businesses. Yep.
It's also the art district, so it's graffiti, murals, bars, beer gardens. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally what Nebraska's gonna be in the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Nebraska Avenue. But yeah, so it's literally the fucking spot, and we just got legalized, and guess what? We got legalized in fucking May or March or something like that, in fucking, and then in March or February, and then goddamn 420, the fucking holiday, the weed holiday, the biggest weed holiday, the only weed holiday, the main holiday, is lands on motherfucking Taco Tuesday, and I fucking am hanging out with the homies who run a fucking taco truck,
The taco trucks. Yep.
bro, and they also became the only the birria taco. You know what I'm saying? Like you dip the shit in. I don't know if you fuck with tacos like that,
Okay.
but there's a type of style taco, Tijuana, I believe it's Tijuana. That what I'm saying, they make a consomme, like a type of like a soup, like a very greasy, fatty soup, like but like beef fat, and then seasoning all that shit, and you dip that shit in. Anyways, they were popping already just because they're the only one, and it was like a trend at the time, and it's the only one on the block. So I'm like, yo, my dog, 420, I'm gonna sell weed on the corner, or what I'm saying, kind of like, like kind of interact with people, give out weed, this and that, and have shit to sell on the corner. And you're gonna sell tacos, and anybody that buys your taco, I'm gonna infuse it for free. And bro, on 420 was a fire celebration. I paid for a DJ. We had tents. We had other vendors there. Other people selling just like soaps and like jewelry and just sunglasses, like just different shit, candles, all that shit. And it was just a whole fucking vibe. And right next to the train stop, like loads of people, I'm talking about 30 people come out at a time, and they'll just walk through this big ass cloud of weed smoke, and the DJ was bumping, and they got to learn. Oh shit, what's this? Oh, weed. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. And little by little, I started growing my little membership that we had. And so, by the way, to also add some context, I also started doing events more often in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Delivery and all the service and all that shit like that. I'm not these days, and also since then, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not even trying to have a delivery service or be like the best, delivery service better than the dispensaries. Like I'm more focused on creating a safe space for people to consume, educate, and network on cannabis, right? Safely and legally. So during this whole situation, I started a company called the Florida Cup, and this was the February of 2021, right before New York City got legal, right around the time New York City got legal, right? So when New York City got legal, I was also doing a cannabis cup in Florida, the only and the biggest one. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a couple, but yeah, we're like the biggest one right now. The only one, the only legit one. You know what I'm saying? And so I went to Florida that weekend, 420 weekend, and Sunday was 418, um, which is a whole other crazy story on top of that. So 418 was a Florida Cup. 417, the day before, when we were setting up the Florida Cup, I found out my brother had stage 4 cancer in his brain. You know what I'm saying?
Your brother?
Yeah, my little brother. Yeah, he's 14 years old at the time. Stage 4 cancer in his brain. It's called GBM, gastroglioma or something like that. Super fucking like the day before setting up for the Florida Cup, and also knowing that I had 420, the 420 party, like 2 days later. I was in Florida by myself. B, she was over here. Getting, just working on other shit. I get that call in the middle of fucking buying Chick-fil-A for everybody, or Wendy's, or whatever the fuck it was, and fucking that my brother basically gonna die. You know what I'm saying? That was Saturday, and I mean I cried the whole way to the fucking back to the venue and give everybody fucking burgers and everybody. And I was just like, what the fuck? And then the next day was the fucking Florida Cup. Next day was the Florida Cup, which we had like fucking 400 people attend, and like 20 businesses like sell all sorts of different like CBD, hemp, and Delta 8 products and cannabis products and shit like that. And it was just a great fucking day. But of course, I'm like, my little brother's dying. You know what I'm saying? So that was 418. Florida Cup. So 417, I found my brother was got diagnosed with cancer in the brain, stage 4, and then 418 was Sunday was the Florida Cup. 419, I fly back to prep for 420 the next day, and 419, I was walking the dogs with B. We were smoking a joint, scoping out the area because the we're up the block from the crib was the taco truck, so it was not too far away. I walk my dogs over there all the time, and we were just kind of like just scoping it out, seeing how we're gonna do, strategizing, trying to think of the best possible, mind you, all the while this is what my brother is going on in my mind, like been on the phone with my dad, all this shit, and trying to figure shit out. Mind you, still worried about COVID, so I can't even see him, and nobody's lying in the hospitals. All this shit's like going down, you know what I'm saying? And like at the same time, we're still in like struggle mode. We're still like, we got to pay next month's rent. We got to figure this shit out. We have a fucking event that we were promised that we're gonna do to ourselves. We got all this shit. So we're like walking. Mind you, that's just like context of what's going on in the background.
Sure.
So we're walking, the neighborhood, and as we're walking, near the space that we're gonna do it at in this busy ass avenue, I'm like telling V, I'm like, yo, fuck this, like selling on the fucking corner shit. Like this ain't. I'm like, this ain't the '80s, man. Fuck out of here. I'm not trying to do this shit. Like I'm not trying to do no vendor shit. I'm not trying to do no like little pop up shit anymore. Like, cause we've been doing that, I'm like, we need a fucking storefront. It's legal, we have to build this brand. We need a fucking storefront, period. And literally, as soon as like I said that, she's like, look. She looks up, and there's like a for rent sign on this little like 300 square foot business that's all painted black that already looked like it should have been a cannabis dispensary, anyways.
It does.
So we were like, what? That shit. Literally, that's what we said. We're like, that looks exactly like, a dispensary. We started laughing. I called the number right then and there. I had Debo in one hand, I had my blunt in the other, and we're walking down. Debo's pulling me. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. I'm like, this is that. We're Pacha, da, da, da. And, we want to, we're a cannabis lifestyle brand, and, we want to create a membership, and da, da, da. And we really want to, like, take advantage of this new legalization and, like, push our brand even more and have brick and mortar. And homeboy just fucked with my energy. That's what he said. He's like, Mike, I like your energy, and I'm gonna give it to you. And I'm like, oh shit, fuck, shit just got real. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh fuck, you gonna give that to me? I bet. And literally, look, that day he said that to me. This on the way home walking. I wasn't prepared to open a fucking shop. I'm just worried about fucking goddamn Taco Tuesday and my brother fucking be on his deathbed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, holy, and we gotta pay rent and all this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, I don't know. Florida's kind of like, still like a no go for me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to build life over here, so it's just like, a lot. So I'm like, holy shit, that is some crazy shit. And I told B, I was like, if we do this, and even if it was, even if we're open for a month, 2 months, I guarantee you it's going to be worth it, and we're going to be able to build a base of people, build a following, build some community with people in the neighborhood, in the area. When they come through, they're people. So at least if a handful of people know what's up with Pacha, to me, it's worth it. I don't give a fuck if we last 3 months, 1 month, whatever. To me, it was worth it. We just gotta put ourselves out there. We gotta make it fucking happen. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. It's a good fucking idea, and that's what we're gonna head to anyways. It's just the climate, everything lined up for us, to make that decision in that sense. Like the shit just got legal. You know what I'm saying? We were in a struggling position. You know what I'm saying? We were, we had all this experience in this in this industry prior, in Florida, building this strategy. So we were like ready, in essence, to plug and play.
Yeah.
We just had no money.
Small obstacle.
Right. Luckily, I was able to build some type of membership beforehand, and able to like move some stuff, and we were able to basically come up with the money, through a different personal loans of friends and family. I'm not talking about small loans. I'm talking about like here and there a couple $100. You got a stack that I need that shit, or getting a front so I could flip it and get the profit. And we did literally everything that we needed to do so we could pay for the first month's, last month's, da, 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 you know what I'm saying? We signed a 6 months lease. We set up, we got it May 1st, 2021. And then June 1st, we like did our grand opening. And then the like the last 2 weeks of May, I set up a 6 foot table. Of course, now we're ordering shit for the store. We ordered a sign, the neon sign. We were like getting everything together. We had this whole hope you can see it. You see that whiteboard right there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got a whiteboard. Everybody needs a whiteboard.
Gotta have
You know what I'm
one.
saying? And we just mapped this shit out, how much we need, how much we're gonna need, and we literally like started right away with a fucking 6 foot table and a fucking tablecloth. And I did free dabs. I'm like, yo, if you're a stoner, you pull up, get a free dab, and let me tell you about our membership. And our membership is nothing more than, you're getting involved into a community, a network of people, you know what I'm saying? And, we get weed and we have access to weed, and now you have access to weed just for being part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing is like, if you smoke dabs, if you fucking take a hit of a crazy looking bong with oil and shit and all that shit, you're fucking good to go, dog. Like, I'm gonna set you up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're part of your family, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we really just started building the brand and going from there, and our shit fucking skyrocketed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, it went from like 12 people, 12 memberships, starting off, to like now we have like almost 1,700. Um,
Wow.
and it's literally, it's we're still in its infancy. We started this brand 6 years ago, and this is our first year finishing in a brick and mortar. And I would still say it's in an infancy. Like, there's
Yep.
still a lot to be happened. We're at this point in our stage where already getting everything to be compliant with licensing, so we
Mm-hmm.
can like already just kind of like plug and play with that. We have a whole team of lawyers and accountants already like working on our shit. Just kind of like the best legal structure, and just kind of like really get this, put our best foot forward in coming with this regulation and licensing. And we when we started this, we have a lawyer in Florida and we have a lawyer over here. And when we started really like focusing on the brand Bacha, because Bacha for the longest time was sleeping, was our CBD business, wasn't making any money. That brand was like our legal business. Our other shit was like, the events, and like the other weed was like just other shit that we just did to like pay for our bills. um but Pacha was like our baby, our brand, our identity. Pacha comes from Pachamama, the Quechua word, Mother Earth, and Pacha means earth, dirt, you know what I'm saying? So it's like very relevant to everything that we're about and what we're doing, with this brand, and it, even just like, the lettering is Chicha lettering from Peru, B is from Peru, you know what I'm saying? And the design in our bags, they're like, in our packaging is like topography from the land of Peru and Ecuador. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like thought this through hardcore, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And really try to push our identity and our values and morals and ethics into this brand, and really try to build something, build a household name in the cannabis industry, but with the spirit of like something like the well, or something like what we're about, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And in doing all this, we just started building the platform and building everything. And with that comes with, we make sure we're doing it the legal way, the right way, the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked, all right, who's the best lawyer? You know what I'm saying? We looked at the best lawyer, and we came upon this dude who, he's been High Times Cannabis Cup, or High Times lawyer for the past 17 years, and he's on various like normal boards, like, which is like the
Yeah.
organization that like does legalization for cannabis and all that shit, um, that like help regulate or write the bills and all that shit. But anyways, he's very involved, and we found that he was like the best person to help us, direct us in this path. And we told him our strategy, we told him how we're gonna do it, we told him everything, our infrastructure, and he was fucking blown away. He's actually like, y'all really have, yeah, A, y'all thought this through, because that's all we do, and B, y'all have a more sophisticated setup and legal setup than most people that are going to start doing stuff in this gray area market, right?
Yep.
When shit's getting legal but not regulated. And
Hmm.
we definitely do have a certain strategy on how to keep things You know what I'm saying? Like how to keep gifting without breaking the law and making
Yep.
a transaction and shit like that. So that's very important. And the main thing for us is the membership and the community that it brings and the benefits it brings of being part of that membership. And to me, the best thing is that membership is free. It gives you access to free cannabis, like legit free cannabis. Like motherfuckers can literally come up into my store right now and get a fucking hit of wax and oil and go about the day for free, just for being part of this community. You know what I'm saying? Just for knowing that, oh, you gang? I bet. Here's some fucking free weed. Literally, that's how we fucking roll. You know what I'm saying? And of course, there's other shits like that we sell, like, we do grow classes and we sell like bongs and like puff coals and rigs for like oil, like just very like specifically towards cannabis lifestyle and culture. So we're currently, you know, on our way to, to get licensed, all that stuff. I'm sorry, let me skip over. Because we knew our lawyer, a reporter wanted to do a story on people moving to New York because of the cannabis industry
Ah,
being legalized. She contacted my lawyer, and my lawyer was like, "Well, I actually know some pretty cool folks that are,
with an
because he
insane
considers us
story.
exactly with insane story, and also
Yeah.
like what he like deems as like something very like thought through and sophisticated, and actually like he himself wants to like invest in all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
That's
motherfuckers
awesome.
is with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and between the story being written and like just the network that he brings himself with all the years in the cannabis industry that he has,
Yeah.
we're being put in a position where, and the success that we've been having with our current store,
Yep.
we've been put into a position where we're getting things rolling to get licensed and to push the brand forward and really start to expand and hire more people from the neighborhood, like really just kind of really just grow and bring something to this industry that it lacks. You know what I'm saying? And there's a few things. That's representation, that's the social justice, and that's also like um, capitalism, but like conscious capitalism. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It can be done well. It
Right,
can be done well
exactly.
for sure.
So so that's kind of where we're at with things. We're not, this is not a go get rich story. I think our story is still developing. Obviously, we're still in our infancy, and it's a crazy come up story from where we did come from. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
it's crazy.
and it, I don't know. It's, yeah, this, the roller coaster is still going, and I'm here for, you gotta love the process. You know what I'm saying? Or at least like accept that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like somehow use it to, like, what I'm saying, get better from it.
That's it.
Um, but yeah, man, I think for me, this whole thing has been nothing but consistency. It's been nothing but being transparent and also being loving to our neighbors or whoever that may be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really been something that we've kept through. And our neighbors could be our members. Our neighbors could be like our legit neighbors, whether it be in the store or people that we're in community with in the neighborhood that we're living in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we just want to do that. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be good neighbors in general. And using this industry, this platform with cannabis to do so.
You know, it's cool hearing you say this at the very end. Like it sound those last few sentences is something you could have said equally, other than the industry component at the well. Even the way we referred to everyone as neighbors, like even as the way that we thought about what it was we were doing in terms of building community and bringing folks together around common purpose and table. And um, it's cool to see, to connect with you this much later, to know that, well, one, you're still, all the shit you've been through still really authentically true to who you are, that you're still authentically true to what we care about, that spirit of the thing that was so sacred and valuable, and that you've moved states, industries, you've moved weight, and all of that has remained true, man. And I'm proud to call you a friend and brother, and I'm really glad you were able to spend all this time with me tonight. My wife's probably not as glad that we spent as much time as we did, so I'm gonna go
Hey,
maybe
I
pay
actually
for
owe
that.
y'all a T-shirt, man. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Did I
that's
not? Well, that might be on me. Did I not send you the address?
nah. I
Blame
think I
me. Just
got it
blame.
on.
You
on
know, you said it. You said
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it.
I
Well, I
think I
want my
got it. That's
T-shirt. I
on
want my
me.
T-shirt. I want my.
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
So
We're coming out with a whole new merch drop. Designer based out of Austin. She's fire. She helped design our logo as well. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole new drop of merch, and I'm gonna hook y'all up, everybody.
I
It's,
love it.
it's gonna be fire.
Well, hey, real quick while we're on that, because I gotta close this out. But go ahead for uh everybody listening. Like, is there anything you want to point them to? Places they could follow you, connect with you, buy from you, anything like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. So if you want to follow the movement, we're actually going to be doing, Botch is going to be doing medical marijuana lounges in Florida, in Tampa, and Miami. 100% legal. You know what I'm saying? This is for medical card holders to consume and be educated and network in a safe environment. And that you could follow us on Instagram at Pacha Dispensary. That's Pacha Dispensary, Dispensary, all one word. We're shadow banned, so you're gonna have to type in the whole fucking thing. Social media doesn't like cannabis, so it is what it is. But also follow the Cup, Florida, at the Florida Cup. You know what I'm saying?
The Florida Cup.
At the Florida Cup, exactly how it sounds. Our next, next Florida Cup is 2023, April 22nd. We also have little pop-ups. We also have merch. That's also another business and brand that's it's developing and it's rapidly growing. A lot of other cups in the industry are hitting us up, and a lot of people are really interested and involved in what we got going on. It's nothing but for the culture, by the culture. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just yeah, I love it. I love it all. So
bro, the
yeah.
medical lounges in Florida sounds absolutely brilliant. And I see
No.
see those being everywhere. Y'all got spots picked out already?
Yeah. So our next event's July 10th. So 710 stands for oil upside down. So that's another weed holiday. There's two, is 420 and 710. So if you see 710 anywhere, that's referring to cannabis oil. Because I'm all about that oil. As you can see, look at this oil right here in this fucking tip. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. It's a hash oil right here, man. This is fucking 710 shit right here. So definitely hit us up. The flyers gonna be dropping this weekend. Hit us up, Box Dispensary, for more information, tickets, all that good shit. But medical lounge coming in July 7th. July 10th. So 7/10, July 10th in fucking Tampa near the Buck Stadium. It's gonna go down. Hella dabs, hella wax, hella smoke. Free if you have a medical card. If you're not, that's fine. Pay a membership fee and get educated and hang out, smoke some Delta 8, some CBD, whatever. But nonetheless, we out here. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. Love your fucking neighbor, do the right thing, but also do you, man. Don't let nobody get in your fucking lane. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. You feel me?